I'm about to travel China for the very first time. We have so many preconceptions about what China is like, so I thought I would go there and check it out myself. So I'm very curious and very excited for what is about to happen. I'm going to be traveling solo, and I have just 2 weeks to explore the country, from Chengdu to Shanghai. I will be visiting the big cities, trying to understand the food, the people, and of course, get out into some of the breathtaking landscapes China has to offer. So if you're interested to find out what China is really like, join me on this adventure, and let's get going. Good morning from Chengdu. I cannot wait to get started properly in this city. My first full day in this city. About to jump in a cab and go across the city to the People's Park to see how the locals start their day with local tea and hopefully some Tai Chi. See you over there. Ni hao. Alright, short taxi ride across the city. I've come to Chengdu People's Park. An oasis, let's say. I've walked in here and suddenly I don't feel like I'm in a big city anymore. 10 million people, roughly, Chengdu. And when you're in this park, I'm in the middle of the park right now, you wouldn't know it. Peaceful, quiet, bird song. Yes, lots of people, of course. But also beautiful greenery, beautiful green space. It's clean, it's laid out nicely. Some of the blossoms are starting to come out, some of the flowers are starting to pop with colour. The reason to come here is to see a little bit of local life. So let's take a walk around the park, see just how pretty it is, and see if we can find some local life here in People's Park in Chengdu. This is what I came here for, local life. All the locals are out. They're either exercising, they're dancing, they're drinking tea, they're meeting people, they're playing cards, they're playing mahjong. There's so much going on. If you want to see local life, this is the place to come, for sure, for sure. And yes, okay, there are a few tourists, Chinese tourists, walking around, like me, taking photos, soaking up the atmosphere. But this place in the morning is all about soaking up the atmosphere, and I'm so glad that the sun is out, the blue sky is out, and I can enjoy it and really take it in. For me, yes, Chengdu is about pandas. When I think of Chengdu, I think about pandas. But for the first thing to do on your first morning, I think this is definitely the thing to do. Get into the People's Park. Because, well, if you don't come to a city for its local life, then what are you coming for? And this is the place to see it. Now, one of the things you must do in People's Park is come to a place called Heming Tea. It's been opened for nearly 100 years and it's absolutely mandatory. Now, unfortunately, about a month ago I gave up caffeine, so no tea and no coffee. However, they do lemon tea, so I can still sit down and enjoy the experience. It's vast. You can see it's a popular place. I'm sure throughout the day it will get more and more busy. But there's so many people sat here next to the lake, which is nice. And can you hear the ting, ting, ting in the background? That's the ear cleaners. So you have a group of ear cleaners going around, traditional ear cleaning. I don't know if it looks tempting or not. It looks a little weird. They shove these long sticks into the ear and then ting on these metal instruments to vibrate and get the dirt out, let's say. However, I'm a little bit jealous that other people are enjoying the tea. Tea in this area is fantastic. And it does look like a nice experience in the porcelain cups. Again, this place is all about experience. It's all about atmosphere. It is a beautiful old building, trees around, lake here, as I say, hearing the ear cleaners and just relaxing and enjoying your tea. And on that note, how is it? Lemon tea with a few goji berries in. I love lemon tea. I wish it was the real one. However, a great little start to the morning nonetheless. Lemon tea is so good, especially after being a little ill. I didn't even think about it. That's a mistake, isn't it? Someone's getting sacked. I've been ill the last week and I didn't even think about it, but actually lemon tea with goji berries is probably the best thing that I could be drinking right now, especially on this cold morning, to even just warm my hands up. I love it, and as I've sat here, it's got more and more busy, more and more people have sat down, and the atmosphere is just ramping up. All right, I've gone for it. They came around so many times, I couldn't not try it. So we've gone for the ear cleaning, 30 yuan, plus 10 for new implements, which obviously you have to go for. First of all, the stick goes in and they clean it out. Now it feels like a little feathery thing. Oh, it's a weird sensation. It doesn't hurt, it's tingly, but it is quite deep in your ear. But everyone's doing it. Well, not everyone. All the locals, a lot of the locals are doing it, so I thought, why not? You're only here once. We should go for it. Oh, hello. Oh. That's weird. Whoa. That's the most weird sensation of the lot. Oh, that was an interesting experience, wasn't it? I've never experienced anything like that, I must say. It was slightly uncomfortable, but not in a bad way, let's say. My ears, well, they feel squeaky clean. I don't know if my hearing's improved, but I'm sure it has. I would not want that job, though. I don't envy her. Can you imagine the things that come out of people's ears and going around and cleaning? But for 41, I think you have to try it. I think you have to try it. Less than, well, it's about $5. Let's say that. Pretty good value. It lasts about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, proper clean, proper tingle, weird feeling in your ear. But overall, that place was awesome. Probably about 2 hours I've sat there now drinking my tea, refilling my tea, people watching, ear cleaning, and just chilling. Had a great time. But it's time to move on. It's time to go and explore more of the city. Let's see what we get up to next. I've come to Wenshu Monastery, one of the most well-preserved temples, Buddhist temples in Chengdu. And now, first impressions are, this is not just a tourist place where people come. This is part of daily life where people come to make blessings and give prayers. It's beautiful. Let me show you around. Alright guys, I just came out of the temple. I was going to jump straight in a taxi and then I saw this little shopping area. Of course, when you have tourists, you have people trying to sell you things, and they have all sorts of things like jewellery and food and souvenirs and some questionable animal products, I must say. But I thought I'd have a little look around, walked around it and found rabbit's head, which you see absolutely everywhere here in Chengdu. It's a speciality, cold rabbit's head in Chile. And just as it happens, there's also a little bakery opposite where the person is making homemade flatbreads, or tiny little flatbreads. I would put the name in on the video, because I can't remember the name of it exactly, but you know, bread and rabbit's head. You're not going to find a better combination, so I have to try it, don't I? The rabbit's head, I mean, it is literally a rabbit's head. It doesn't look the most appetizing, does it? If you're squeamish, maybe it's not for you, but it's absolutely covered in chili paste, as you would expect in Chengdu. There is one covered in sesame, but she gave me the one covered in chili. I didn't even ask. Maybe that's the OG, it's the original. The bread looks incredible. I mean, it was pre-made, but it is homemade. And then she warmed it up for me over the fire. Lots of locals going in there to buy. Oh, the bread, look at that. Let's just break that open. Salt and pepper and bread, I think. We'll try a little bit of the bread first. Wow. That is incredible. Peppery, salty, flaky on the top, soft bready in the middle, warm. It's going to go well with my rabbit. So I don't really know how to do this other than, I guess, break it open. So we'll break the jaw of that rabbit off. You can see there is actually a lot of meat on it. A little bit of rabbit cheek. Why not? Oh yeah. That is delicious. I know you think I'm probably taking the little bit, and I kind of am, but genuinely, it is delicious. Genuinely, it is delicious. And the head has some of the best bits of meat on it because it's gelatinous, and it does go soft, and it does go melt in the mouth. But that chili paste, if you've had Sichuan peppercorns outside of Sichuan in China, I don't think you've really had them, because the power and the taste of them, fresh from the region, there's nothing quite like it. And with that peppery bread, to just pick up that chili left over, yes! I ate it like a Philistine. They actually give you gloves. But I just ate it with my bare hands. Anyway, my mouth is tingling. Sichuan peppercorn is not spicy, but the tingling feeling, incredible. Right, let's head over to one of the most touristy hotspots in the whole of Chengdu. All over China, you have these historic alleyways which have been converted into tourist areas. And I've come to Quanzhai Alley area. And I got here and I thought, well, there's not that many people here. Maybe because it's a Tuesday and it's still relatively early, I've got away with it. And then I glanced beyond this entrance area and I saw the actual alleyway. Unbelievably busy. And I love crowds. So let's go in and I'll see what I can show you of it. Once you're in here, it's not so bad. I thought it was going to be busier, but it was just bunched at the entrance. It's busy, don't get me wrong. There is a lot going on. There's a lot of high energy here. Everyone trying to get your attention, either, well, with a fan or banging a drum or something, just doing something to try and get your attention to sell. It is a hugely touristy place. The architecture is interesting. I don't know if it's original, but it is old Chinese style, let's say, and if it is original, all the better. But everything, all of the shops, all of the restaurants, they are touristy. But it's fun, right? Fun things that you can try. Snacks, lots of food here, lots of restaurants, good energy, as I said. Place to come, maybe not a place to stay, but definitely a place to come and walk through. You have to see somewhere like this because it is so popular, because it is so famous. We found our snack. Looks like a glutinous rice ball, but it comes with a little bit of theatre. So a portion of 3, 15 yuan. Okay. As simple as that, and I guess this is like ground nuts, maybe? Little bit of brown sugar. I guess it's sweet. And some sesame on top. Sheer. Well, that drew a crowd, didn't it? I think my purchase was quite good marketing for him, wasn't it? All right, let's try it. Oh, the sound here, guys. 3 glutinous rice balls, a little bit of sesame and some brown sugar. Not bad for my first food of the day. It's all right. I mean, there's not a huge amount of flavor there. The sesame and the nut on the outside is where the flavor is. The texture is super interesting there. Very sticky, very chewy, great little snack. I mean, to be honest, it's more for the theatre of it, isn't it? And for 15 yuan, you can't really go wrong, can you? We've got some friends. What is your name?
开猜测。
刘大海，
刘大海。
Leo Da Hai.
啊
Joey.
啊
Joey. Joey.
猜测。
Joey.
你叫 Joey。
Yeah.
哦。
Hold on. This is
where are
this
from?
is now a queue now of people wanting my photo.
Let's
We
take
should-
a photo.
10 yuan.
I have no money.
I'm joking. I'm joking. All right, but you have to be in my video.
My name is Han Zhengxuan.
Han Zhongshui.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Your English is good.
No, 炸搜索，炸搜索。
Just so well, better than my Mandarin. Well, that was funny. Just sat down to look at the map to see where to go, and then suddenly a queue appeared of people wanting photos with me. And when one took one, the rest got confidence. It just goes to show you, actually, as I said, it's so friendly. Everything is done with friendliness. They come up and they speak to you and try and speak a little English. But I need some proper food, so let's go find lunch. Lunch, finally. I'm absolutely starving and I'm very, very excited for this. A dish that I have cooked for absolutely years, and finally I'm going to eat it in its hometown. Dandan mian, dandan noodles, one of my favorite dishes when we're talking about Chinese cuisine. But I didn't just order that. Let me show you what I've got. First of all, I've got the dandan noodles. You can see big pile of noodles there with the meat on top, highly spiced. But look, this is the secret beneath. You have the chili oil. And if you know anything about Sichuan cuisine, it is that it is spicy. Just look at it. Look at the color of that chili oil underneath. Next up, we have more chili. We have wontons, chili wontons. I'm not entirely sure what's in it. They were just called chili wontons on the menu. But again, with that crispy chili oil, what you should do is just toss them up, separate them. Obviously, I've been taking a few shots, they've dried up a little bit, but as you toss them, again, in that oil, that color changes. If you don't like spice, Chengdu may not be your place. Now, it's an absolute bargain as well. All of this was just 31 yuan. I love this. People just coming around, street sellers, with, well, the noise to get your attention, as we saw in the street food place. By the way, my wireless microphone is broken, so we're wired, unfortunately. Apologies for that. But the first thing I have to try, of course, is that dandan mian. It doesn't look like much, but the flavor in there is so, so good. Yes, it is spicy, not crazy spicy, but I like spice, but it is spicy. The richness coming from that meat, the soft chew from the noodles, they're not overcooked, they're cooked perfectly. It's a deeply, deeply savory dish because of that chili. The Sichuan peppercorn comes through, the fragrance of the Sichuan peppercorn comes through. That is fantastic. I want to try one of those wontons. Good size wonton, you can see, but there is something inside it. Let's find out. Stuffed with pork. Again, delicious, savory and rich. Almost like a sweet spicy on this one. Not overpoweringly spicy again, I expected more. And the quality of that wrapper, it's so thin, so delicate, so light, just melts away in your mouth. Again, truly delicious. Which is my favorite? Well, they're all great for the price, and prices are fantastic. But come on, you're not silly. Dandan noodles have to be my favorite. Ni hao.
Hi.
Hi, you speak English. Very good.
Very good. Bye bye. Hi.
I picked up on this yesterday when I first arrived, but it was raining. So actually, today it's even more noticeable now it's dry. Is that the roads are just pretty much silent. I mean, right now I'm near Tianfu Square, so there's a 6-lane highway, plus the ones for the scooters, and obviously that goes both directions, and then there's a 5-lane highway here, so it's like a crossing. 90% of the cars here, I would say, maybe even more, 95% of the cars here in the city, I can't talk about the whole of China, but in the city, are electric. Almost, actually that's the first one I've seen just go past, but almost all of the scooters are electric. It's so silent, and having come from Bangkok, having come from Thailand, which is like You need ear defenders the entire time because your ears are under attack. It's crazy. I mean, I was just walking down here thinking my own thoughts, walking down, and then I kind of like zoned in and I was like, wait, I'm at a huge crossing with cars constantly going past. And you can hear now on the microphone, it's absolutely, you can hear a pin drop. Incredible. But the noise, it's amazing being in the center of a city or in a city and just hearing not much at all. Giant square, and where did I go and stand? In front of the camera. Obviously. Evening now in Chengdu. The sun has just set and it's about to get dark. I've come down to the river, the Jin River, the river which flows through Chengdu, and I've come to see this bridge you can see over my shoulder, Anshun Bridge. It means bridge of peace and bridge of prosperity, something like that. And it actually dates all the way back to the 13th century in the Yuan dynasty. But of course, as ever with these things, it's been destroyed many times and rebuilt many times. By day, it's just a bridge. A very pretty bridge, but it's just a bridge. By night, it's illuminated and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Right, I've just come down off that bridge. Along the river, it's nice down here. You have all of these bikes which you can hire, but then street food stalls and people out lining up already. Dinner time is on its way. What do we have? I don't even know. But it looks nice. Something glutinous you can see. And you can, oh, it's a dessert, I guess, and then you have all the different toppings. Ni hao. What have we got over here? Wow, that looks interesting. Is that tofu? That's unbelievable. Okay, there's me saying I'm not a big fan of stinky tofu. I've actually bumped into Jason, who's Taiwanese, living in Bangkok, but Taiwanese, and stinky tofu is big in Taiwan, so he's bought a portion. You're on a food tour right now?
Yes, kind of. Yeah.
I can't try the first piece. Or we'll do it together, shall we?
Okay.
I have to go for a small piece because I'm not a big...
You can just pick a small one. Just try a little.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. What's that? That tastes good. Come on. Right.
I'm glad there's chili on it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Is it... Stinky tofu is more stinky, right?
Yeah, stinky tofu is more flavor inside, but
yeah. It's actually okay.
Let's compare with the chili, so I think it's okay for
It's
you.
okay. It's okay. I mean,
is stinky.
it looks a bit weird with the mold on the outside.
Yeah, a little weird. Just a little
But it's actually...
nasty.
But can you feel it in your tongue? Oh, maybe that's the Sichuan pepper is now tingling.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I really, I really want to share with you. I just saw you just photographer.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, that was fun. I don't know, I didn't capture it that well on camera because I was kind of talking to you about the tofu, which had mold on it. It's hairy tofu. And I worked out it was tofu because he was frying it. He cubed it up and he's frying it. However, what it has done is allowed some time for the lights to come down. So not only do the street food areas look amazing, the bridges look amazing. So finally, I know that's what we came down to do. Let me show you the bridge. Oh, you see what I mean? Even the normal bridge looks absolutely stunning. The reflections on the water, but all along the river is lit up. And when I first got here last night, everything was lit up, even on all the small canals. Look at that. Not quite pitch black yet, but still you get the nighttime atmosphere coming in. I made it to the bridge. Absolutely stunning, might I say. Now the light has gone down and the lights are really popping, but the vibe in this city, everywhere in this city, I'm just enjoying the vibe so much. You have, of course, pubs and eateries alongside the river where you can sit down. It actually looks quite nice, but you can sit down nice and vibrant with their lights as well, their neon lights. But you have boats on the river playing Chinese music going past, sunset tours, I guess. But this bridge is just magical, 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 magical. Like any city, Chengdu changes completely at night. Let me show you. Welcome to Chunxi Road, the center of Chengdu and the hub of Chengdu. It's the shopping district. It's full of people, it's full of lights, it's full of billboards, and it's full of atmosphere. I actually came here last night on my first evening to grab some food and have a look around, but it was cold, much colder than this, and it was raining. So it was a little miserable. I didn't really get on with it, so I've come back to check it out on a warmer, drier night, and I've changed my mind. I like it.
Oh,
Hey! Street sellers, street sellers. As I told you, this place completely changes by night.
Hello.
All the neon light. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing? You video. What is your name?
My name is, you can call me Cici.
Cici.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Cici.
Okay, welcome to Chengdu.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That is a very typical experience that I've been on about all day, where people just come up to say hello. And I promise you, it's not just when the camera is on. It happens even more when the camera is off. In fact, I can see a little girl wanting to come and talk in the corner of my eye, so she should go say hi. You want to say hello?
Hello.
Hello. What is your name?
What's your name? My name is Yuan Chen Chen.
Yuan Chen Chen.
Yuan Chen Chen.
I'm Joe.
Oh, hello, Joe.
High five. Way.
Where are you from?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bang.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Bang.
to meet you
Nice
too.
to meet you. Bang. Bye. Not staged, I promised. Good fun. I saw her in the corner of my eye. She was a bit shy. She wanted to say hello. Anyway, let me show you some of the vibes of the area. Good morning. If you want to come and see the pandas, you need to wake up early and beat the crowds. I have come to Dujiangyang Panda Base or Panda Valley. Had to get the metro and the train and the taxi to get here, but it was pretty easy. Just bought my ticket using WeChat, scanned the QR code and pay, and I've just come into the park. The reason I've come to this one and not the Chengdu one is to beat the crowds, because the queues there and the crowds there look insane. So fingers crossed, this one is a bit better than that and we see some pandas, because of everything on this trip, the culture, the history, the food, the thing I've been most excited for are the pandas. Let's go see if we can find some. Oh my, straight away, just up the hill, the first panda, one panda, just sat there munching away on bamboo. And the smile it brought straight to my face. Incredible. I mean, obviously, we all know what the panda looks like. It's synonymous with conservation around the world. But to see them in person, in real life, right there in front of you, they almost don't look real. It's incredible, incredible. And that's just the first one. Yeah, okay, there's a few people, but the crowd is tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Ah, trip worth it already. Now, they have about 30 pandas here, and of course, as you know, pandas are critically endangered. And these places are research bases trying to breed them and reintroduce them into the wild to keep their population going. This one specifically focuses on creating an environment matching that of the wild just before releasing them, to get them used to it, which I think is quite interesting. It's a nice way to see them, but obviously they're all scientific research centres, so you can't really go wrong. there are a few to choose from. As I say, for me, the priority was avoiding the crowds. Oh my God, we've got another one. Just lying there on its back. Again, munching away. They have to eat all day because bamboo doesn't have much nutrition, but look at that. So chilled. It's almost like it knows people are coming to watch, so I'll just chill in front of the people. I'll give you what you want. Majestic. What a majestic animal. They are just so damn cute. I can see why the city is obsessed with them. You see caricatures and, you know, souvenirs of panda absolutely everywhere. But I just can't believe how few people there are here. I mean, granted, it's 10 to 9. I came in right at opening. And I'm trying to stay ahead of the crowd. I'm trying to move around. However, I didn't realize how much of a pleasure it would be to see these animals. Oh my. I like nature and I like wildlife. But seeing a panda, I think it was something that I just dreamed about. And being able to come here is incredible, incredible. I'm loving it. I've literally got this one to myself. Look at that. Now this place, obviously famous for the giant pandas. However, they also have an area of red pandas, free roaming, so I don't think they're quite as easy to see. So fingers crossed, because that would just top it off. Red pandas are so cool. Let's go see. I guess they could be in the bamboo somewhere because it's free roaming. I think I'm just assuming they're going to just be wandering down the path. But it's probably not going to be the case, is it? Likelihood is they're going to be tucked away in there somewhere. There is one right behind me, but it is asleep. Unfortunately, I've waited and waited and waited to see if it will wake up and move around, but it won't. But one did walk down the branch and across. They are almost as cool as the giant pandas. For me, because it's small and completely unique. It's like a little Pokemon. Having grown up watching Pokemon, it is a little bit like that. But I don't know a huge amount about them. I know they're also endangered, but they are incredible animals. So yeah, make sure when you come here, you come and see them both. Hopefully, you have a bit more luck than me, but we haven't finished the loop. So hopefully we'll see another one. One that went off into the bamboo scrub. But even just seeing it there, lying asleep, very cool. Oh my God, what timing. What timing. All right, mission complete. The two things I wanted to do so desperately on this trip was see the giant pandas and see the red pandas. And what timing, coming across the walkway, it just came over the log and all the way down, all the way around. I ran back down, well I didn't run, but I walked back down and it came so close, so close. Oh, incredible, incredible. I can't believe it, I cannot believe it. Dinner time. And if Chengdu is famous for one food, it's hot pot. Almost as famous for hot pot as it is for the pandas. So hot pot is an absolute must when you come to Chengdu. Normally better as a group dish, but still, I think you can experience it solo as well, or at least we're gonna find out. Local recommendation from the receptionist at the hotel. Let's see if it lives up to what she says. Now, also, to make my life easier, I'm sat outside in the cold, braving it for you. The inside is very nice. Nice atmosphere in there, it's warm, lots of people already, and it's 5 o'clock and there's people there already eating their hot pot. The setup is basically you have a burner, a gas burner in the middle of the table where they'll sink the hot pot, bring it out, and it will bubble away, and then you order all of your side dishes. Shishir, thank you. The menu is a QR code, but I think the problem will be that the app the menu is on doesn't actually work on my phone, regardless of that. So there's the first hurdle. All right, so we got there in the end. Google Translate, photos, a few different people helping me, and then at the end they bring out a menu with a little English translation. But we made the order. Very helpful, thank you very much. Thank you. So we wait for the food and see just how spicy this cuisine is. The hot pot has hit the table. The colors are incredible for a start, but the size of the hot pot is crazy, and everything else is just starting to hit. The broth goes in. So I ordered for 2 to 3 people because one person was only 500 ml of liquid, and this is a liter of liquid. So there's a liter of liquid that goes in there with all of those spices. You can see the dried chilies, you can see the chili fat, just heaps and heaps of dried chilies in there, spring onion, lard, and of course, Sichuan peppercorns. The gas has gone on underneath, and then I guess it's going to come to temperature, and all of that is going to melt down into a bubbling cauldron. So since I've never done this before, he's going to help me adjust the flavor of the dish, which is how he translated it. So raw garlic goes into the bowl. I guess this may be a dipping sauce. Cilantro or coriander, that looks like. Sesame oil into there as well. I'm guessing it's sesame oil. That's a lot of sesame oil if it's sesame oil. Soy. Little. Okay. But the spring onions, the scallions, they will be nice. Fragrant. Perfect. Shishir. No problem. He's learning. He's so friendly. This has started to bubble away now. Now it's heating up. You can see everything melting. Now, I'm not going to eat everything in there, am I? That would be insane. But this looks really interesting. I guess this is a little dipping sauce for the side. But everything else has come. We have fatty pork. We have tripe. We have chicken's feet. This was all of the recommendation to me, actually. And then we have mushrooms stuffed with shrimp. And then in this little metal tin is the egg fried rice, which is apparently mandatory. And how could I forget the spicy beef, the main recommendation from the receptionist. But maybe she just doesn't like me because, well, can you see the beef in there? They've warned me 3 times not to order this one. And actually someone came away and went, "Oh, no, I take it away from you." I said, "No, it's okay. It'll be funny for camera," which they thought was funny. So we'll see. As it starts to bubble away, it's bubbling away. It is turning into that cauldron of chili now. I don't know if I'm excited or scared. I think actually I'm more scared, to be honest. Especially with how many people keep coming over to see the silly Westerner trying to eat this. All right, guys. It's melted, it's bubbling away. The smells coming off it are incredible. You can smell, well, different layers of chilies in there. I mean, there are different layers of chilies in there, and the more you dig, the more chili you find in there. But the smell of the Sichuan peppercorn coming off that is incredible. To be honest, I don't know where to start. I'm scared to start, that's why. But I guess it's a case of you have chopsticks and you have a bowl and then you have a little spoon for your egg fried rice. I presume what you do is choose a bit to cook, dip it in to cook it, and then take it out and put it into your bowl to try. So what should we start with? We're going to start with some of that tripe. A big bowl of tripe, you can see, is nice and thinly cut. Just going to dip it into that broth and just cook it. Well, it's bubbling so much, probably just cook it for seconds, to be honest. I don't know whether you're meant to shove everything in there and then take it out, or you cook it just as you eat it. I've never eaten this before. Some of that pork. I love fatty pork. So we're gonna get some of that in there. We'll drop a few pieces in. A few of those mushroom and shrimp. Excuse the fingers, I'm sure. Well, you realise I'm the only one eating, so it's all good. Oh, they just float on top of the cauldron. I mean, it's really bubbling away now. And you know that's just going to, as that broth reduces and reduces, it's just going to get more and more intense. In fact, let's get more of these in, because these look good. and they're going to take a little bit of time to cook. The other thing I'm going to drop in there is one of those chicken legs, chicken feet. I love chicken feet, and I can't think of anything better than putting them in this broth. All right, I've now just loaded a lot of stuff in there because, to be honest, I'm hungry and I want to eat and show you guys. What I haven't done yet is the spicy beef. We're going to leave that one till last. Let's try it. Just how spicy is the hot pot in Chengdu? It is undeniably spicy. The tripe is actually amazing, really nice texture. Please don't be afraid of that. But the level of flavor, you'd think just because it's spicy, it would just whack your face off. But it doesn't. There's so much depth of flavor in that hot pot. It is a bit Moorish. It's starting to tingle my mouth up. A lot of Sichuan peppercorn, but it's so savory and so spicy. It works very, very well. Oh my word, that is unbelievable. The egg fried rice has little bits of fatty bacon in there, egg obviously, spring onion, and then just a very well cooked rice. Each grain is individual, if I can show you. Each grain is individual, it just falls apart. It's not stuck together, it's not overcooked. So much flavour in that. And the perfect combination with the meat, to be honest. Giving it a few minutes to cook, and this is what I love. It's like digging into Satan's cauldron and seeing what you can find. Now I've piled everything in there. It's like a lucky dip or an unlucky dip, but it is a lucky dip because it is truly delicious. More of that fatty pork, and as I've left it in there a bit longer this time, fat is just rendered down on it. This time I'm going to give it a dip in that dipping sauce that he made for me. Let's see if it is sesame oil. Yes, it is sesame oil. Again, it adds just another layer of flavour. The meat, I say, the quality of everything is so good. But the broth, and what's amazing is because the... Ni hao. People just want to be on camera. But what's amazing is, because you have all of the fat, and he asked me if I wanted beef fat in there, and what I thought was, the beef fat was going to come on the side and then I cook it, but no. The beef fat was probably that white lard that was on the side that goes in, and it just adds a layer of richness. You dig through that fat because it's bubbling, it's constantly turning it, so it's not just oil and then broth, it's all one, and it is so addictive, especially with that numbing flavour of the Sichuan. Now I get it. When I first saw it, I was thinking, come on, why do people want to torment themselves with this? But it's addictive because it's so, so good. All right, let's stop talking about that. Mushroom. It's going to be molten. That's a good one. The mushroom just sucks up that broth, and then you get the sweetness of the shrimp on the inside. That's nearly as good as the pork. And I'm not lying. Here's a chicken's foot. They've taken the... Oh no, they've left the claws on. So if you've never eaten chicken feet before, they are bony, and you just strip off the cartilage and the little bit of meat that's on there and suck it off. Oh man. I'm actually in heaven here, guys. If you hadn't noticed, or seen previously on my channel, I love spicy food. It doesn't always sit well with me, so I tend to avoid it when I've got big things happening, like a long trip tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to regret this one. Oh, it's just so good. I should say thank you to the receptionist. I don't know her name, it was on WeChat, it's in Chinese. But she nailed it with this one, She's a proper foodie, she's been so helpful, sending me recommendations, and everyone has been fantastic, but this one tops the lot. So thank you if you're watching. All right, I've held it off long enough. I guess it's time to try that spicy beef and see if it's as bad as what they say it is, but you can already see, the more you eat, it does build, and that Sichuan peppercorn builds. Oh, starting to shed tears already. Maybe it's not a good time to start the beef. Is there any beef in it? Yes, look at that, strips of beef. Oh wow, they really are coated in chili. So we'll get a couple of those in there just to test it, because if it is so bad, I don't want to chuck all that extra chili in the broth, because the broth is manageable for me right now. So we'll drop that in and just let it cook very briefly. And then we'll give it a go. So we're adding chili to chili, as if it couldn't get any worse. The moment of truth, it's cooked, and it's absolutely fire red. Even on the menu in Chinese or in Mandarin, it says order with caution. This could be a mistake or the best thing I've ever eaten. Whoa. Wow. That is another level of spicy. Oh my god. Luckily she brought me some soy milk. I like spicy food. I've had a lot of spicy food. But that is up there with the spiciest I've ever had. My whole mouth is on fire. And then the numbing might actually help. Wow. I feel like I can breathe fire like a dragon. Before I get too lightheaded from all of the spice, I'm going to switch the camera off and enjoy it in my own time. What an experience. What an experience here in China. What an experience here in Chengdu. You must try hot pot in Chengdu, or anywhere you go. I've just arrived in the world's most viral city. This is Chongqing, China's cyberpunk megacity, home to 31 million people. It is the world's largest city, but chances are you've never heard of it. I have 3 days to explore the sights, the food, and of course the social media hotspots to see if Chongqing is worth the hype. Let's do it. Alright, first stop had to be this place. It's Liziba Station. Now, probably the most TikTok viral place in the whole of Chongqing, maybe one of the most TikTok viral places in the whole of China. It's a complete and utter tourist hotspot. So many people have come out just to see this. And this is quite unique. I've never seen anything like it before. The metro station is inside the building, a residential building, and therefore the train passes through the building. I can't say I would want to live in that building. It's split into two parts. The lower part, the orange part, is a shopping centre. There's shops there, there's food there, everything you would expect in a shopping centre. But the top part, the green part, is residential. And when I was coming down, I was on the second floor and I could definitely hear the train passing through. But apparently there's some architectural ingenuity that's meant to dampen the sound and reduce the sound. To me, this place literally symbolises China. Things like this, the ingenuity, the crazy things you wouldn't expect, full of surprises. It's funny though, isn't it? The power of social media. All of these people, all of these crowds are here just to watch the train go through a building, made famous from TikTok. But then I can't really speak, can I? Because I'm here and you guys can't speak because you're watching it. I've come to Mountain City Alley, or the Sanjiang footpath. It's a historical area, and this happens a lot in China. They turn a historical area into a tourist attraction, essentially, to preserve and teach about it. So let's go find out what it's like. One thing you're going to need to prepare for in Chongqing is hills. It's a city built on hills, but it seems more than that. It seems like it's just built in tiers and hills and little alleyways and passageways and steps everywhere, intertwining. Makes it a super interesting place. You never know what you're going to find behind one corner, but my God, there are a lot of steps in this city. And obviously, when you come to the mountain city, expect steps. Okay, of course, it's touristy. I mean, what would you expect? But because I think I'm early, it's not actually that crazy busy. And there's lots of nice things here. It's actually kept very tastefully. There's lots of nice views of the city, of course, but even in here, little courtyards, nice little shops with crafts and things like that. Lots of food going on as well. Of course, on the main street, it's quite touristy and a little bit tacky, but when you actually get into the narrow little alleys, you kind of get a sense of how life used to be like in this area. I like it. Couldn't resist, could I? Little snack, 3 yuan. Little pancake, I guess, little pancake cake. That's like a hockey puck. Got one with jam on the inside, but I just love watching them, or watching her make these things, squeezing the batter in and just flipping them when they're ready. Nice and golden on the outside. Chewier than I expected. Big dollop of jam on the inside. Oh, that's like everything you want as a kid. Crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the middle, sweet and jammy on the inside. Wow, what a change. I'm not sure how long ago this was, knowing China and its rapid development. It was probably about a year ago. But this is what Chongqing used to look like. 1929, I'm being blind. 1929, Chongqing used to look like that. What a change, what a change. Who would have thought that would have become this cyberpunk mega city? Tell you what though, one thing I'm not getting tired of, even on a cloudy day like today, even on a slightly hazy day like today, are the views. The skyline of this city is incredible. Wherever you are, wherever you look, skyscrapers, bridges, the river, mountains, incredible. And if it's good by day, it is insanely stunning by night. But we'll see more of that later in the video. But well, we're on the mountain city, so I keep glancing out and seeing the view. Incredible. I had to stop here to have a cup of tea. I don't drink caffeine, I've given up caffeine, but when you see an old tea house like this in a historic area, the building is just stunning. Everything in here is stunning. Old wooden and stone tea house, very friendly staff. I just had to sit down and have a chrysanthemum, I think it is, a flower tea. Tea is such a big part of Chinese culture, even if you don't drink caffeine like me. Thank God they have the fruit teas and they have the floral teas, so you can still take part in that culture. It's an absolute must. I saw this noodle shop, absolutely jam-packed with people. And when the place is this busy, even if it's not on the list or not on the plan, you just have to stop, don't you? I think finding good food is as much about your nose and your eyes as checking your phone and checking reviews. It didn't quite come out looking how I expected. I thought there were going to be stewed peas on top. However, it does look absolutely incredible. Thin wheat noodles, absolutely covered in chili There's pork mince in there too. Maybe the peas are like stewed into the sauce. Green beans, green onions, peas, and some, look, there you go, some stewed greens as well. It looks insane, and I am starving. Chongqing is famous for its noodles, and I have been looking forward to try them. So my first bite, still steaming. Oh yeah, oh so good. Straight away the chili, but straight away that numbing, tingly Sichuan pepper, the mala. It's bold, it's rich. It's absolutely delicious, comforting on a slightly cooler morning. I tell you what, the more you eat, the more you dig into it, the more you mix it up, the flavour just gets better and better and better. One of the best bowls of noodles that I've had. Just look at that. Stunning. Oh, holy smokes, that was spicy right at the bottom. There was so much Sichuan pepper, so much dried chili. My face is on fire. Wasn't the noodles I thought I was ordering. That was Wanza noodles. Now I know the name of it. But hey, sometimes mistakes are good and you get a delicious bowl just like that. What I'm starting to realize is Chongqing is all about the blend between the modern and the old. And is there a better example of it in the city than this view? Modern skyscrapers and bridge in the background. In the foreground, you have the Shabati traditional area. You wouldn't think it works, but it works. At least it gives that funky vibe that I say. I feel like whenever I'm walking around the city, I feel like I'm in some sort of like sci-fi movie or sci-fi game. And it keeps hitting me with views like this. Now, since the skyline is such an integral part to Chongqing for me, as I've been finding out so far, I wanted to come out and check out one of the iconic buildings on that skyline. And this is Raffles City. I'm not going to give you any prizes, but can you guess which country this building is from? I think you can tell by the way this one is designed. It looks like somewhere else. No? You can't get it? Come on. Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. Raffles, the original Raffles, is in Singapore, and there's another building here. Looks exactly like, or inspired by, Marina Bay Sands. Let's say that absolutely striking building on the skyline, of the many striking buildings on the skyline. But this one I think is worth checking out. At the top, there is actually a sky deck, a sky platform, where you can get views across the whole city, just $20 to go to the top, which actually isn't that bad for these big buildings, I must say. However, given that it's cloudy, given that it's hazy, given that the visibility isn't quite the best, I don't think I'm going to do it today, but it does look interesting, so add it to your list, and if the weather is good, when you come here, you guys should do it too, I think. I have come to Hongya Cave, or Hongyadong, one of the most popular spots in Chongqing. It is absolutely rammed here. Pure chaos. I did think that I was going to be here for them to turn the lights on, but unfortunately the lights were already on when I got here. I actually think they turn them on before it gets dark. But it is so busy. But then again, it is so pretty. Let's face it, it used to be an old defensive structure, and now it's just an absolute Instagram and TikTok hotspot, as you can see. But the building is stunning. Ancient style, old style building, brick, wood, lights, on the river, amazing views. I would say nice atmosphere, but it is very touristy. to be honest. But I can see why. It is stunning, and to be honest, you have to come here. You have to absolutely come here. The problem is that everyone's walking around with speakerphones trying to sell boat trips because there's boats going up and down on the river. But to be honest, I think this is all part of the experience, isn't it? Bumped into another content creator.
So cool, it's so cool. Well, hello everyone.
So there's good things about so many people being here. You meet some cool people.
Okay, man. Okay.
I think there's good vibes, good energy here though. Everyone is friendly, everyone's out taking their photos, enjoying their evening. Of course, there are people going around trying to take photos for you, of course. Why wouldn't there at a place like this? But you say no, they're not pushy, and then they move on. But everyone's friendly, coming up to me, trying to talk to me, saying hello. Nice place. All right, now we're having a photo shoot.
Say hi. Hi. Hello everyone. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, very good. Oh, the things that happen when you have a camera in front of you, right? Sometimes it's annoying, and sometimes some cool things happen. Very nice guy, very nice guy. This is Jifangbei, Chongqing's central shopping district. Its very own Times Square, full of lights, full of billboards, full of people, and full of energy. This city is alive, and I absolutely love it. One taxi, one train, 2 buses, a walk, and an elevator later, I have made it to Oolong Karst Geology Park. Bit of an effort, I'll let you know at the end of this segment if it's worth coming. It's one of the most popular things to do as a day trip in Chongqing, even though it is a bit of an effort to get to. First impressions, this place is ridiculous. The vastness of these cliffs is incredible. I'm not gonna lie though, guys, it is busy. There are a lot of people here, as you can see. I'm not sure it takes away from the experience, although I've only just arrived, but it is something to bear in mind. It's not like you're coming into pristine nature. It is an incredibly busy tourist hotspot, but those karst cliffs, the different colors, the different textures on them, oranges, yellows, blacks, whites, grays, looks absolutely incredible. And then you add the trees and the bushes and the foliage growing off it, which I always find amazing. Incredible views, and we haven't even seen one of the natural bridges yet. All right, the first of the natural bridges is behind me. Let's forget there's also a hot air balloon behind me. I mean, I think it would be pretty cool to go up in the hot air balloon, but it's a bit weird in the natural landscape to have a wonder like this and there'd be a hot air balloon in the background. Everyone is taking a photo with their thumb, so I guess the point is the hole in the mountain looks like a thumb. I don't know, what do you guys think? But sometimes nature just takes your breath away. You don't need too many words to describe it. A cliff, the sheer size of that, and then a tunnel and a bridge, essentially, is what it is, a natural bridge running straight through it. Incredible. So we're going to go in with a little bit of Instagram versus reality. And if you think that's bad, it never ends. Wow, that reveal as you come through the first bridge, stunning, 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 stunning. And there seem to be some temple buildings in the background, but the natural landscape, you can feel how ancient it is. And actually the clouds and the mist make it a little more moody, don't they? It kind of feels right for this landscape. It feels like I'm in Jurassic Park. If pterodactyls were flying, I wouldn't be surprised. It feels like that. Forget the people and focus on the natural landscapes. Oh, this is the postcard view, isn't it? Of the, I don't think it's a temple, I think it's shops. But you have the traditional building in the bottom surrounded by the green foliage, and then the white cliffs in the background. Definitely the postcard view. Worth a little hike up the steps to get here. This place is incredible. The second bridge behind me, I'm not entirely sure what this one looks like, but I'm sure there'll be something that it looks like, of course. This one, I think, is where the Transformers was filmed, and this is where you get the real sense of vastness of this gorge, of this valley. The cliffs, almost, well, yeah, 360 degrees around us. I don't know how many meters high, but astonishingly high. I feel very, very small. Chongqing city made me feel very small with the tall skyscrapers, but this place makes me feel a whole new type of small. Couldn't resist, could I? So, in summary, do I think this place is worth the visit? I think so, overall. Obviously, it is a long way out of Chongqing, but it's not exactly difficult. It's just time, I think. And it is absolutely breathtaking. It is stunning. It is incredible to see nature. It's a contrast, a big contrast to the modern city of Chongqing. And if you're in the area and you have some time spare, I think you might as well visit. I'm glad I did. I'm sure you will be too. Alright guys, I've got to admit, ever since I had my first hot pot in Chengdu, I have been craving it big time. And Chongqing is just as famous for hot pot. Sichuan is famous for hot pot, of course. They are absolutely everywhere here. Walking around, you just smell that addictive smell, and I've been saving it for this moment. So I found my place, I've made my order, I've got a table full of food. I can't wait just to get into it. For the hot pot, I've gone with the spicy soup and a bone broth with mushrooms in there. I've gone for the fatty beef. I've gone for these glutinous noodles, lotus root, duck gizzards, which is an absolute must when you're having hot pot in Chongqing. We have some rice, we have some noodles, we have pig's brain, and I absolutely love pig's brain, cannot wait. Beef tripe, and then intestines. I think it's duck intestines. Oh, how good does that look? So good. So good. This is the Chongqing building, and I've come here because there's something a little unique about its construction. The road level is just here, it's just one floor below. I just came up some steps to get up here. You would be forgiven for thinking that this level was ground level and not floor one, having come up one staircase. But if we come over here to the other side of the building, you're no longer on floor one. You won't believe it, but you're on floor 22. I told you this place doesn't feel real, but it just sums up the hills in this place. Chongqing has so many hills. Good for the legs, definitely bring some good walking shoes. But this building is crazy, the things you find in this city. And not only that, you come to another part of it, and suddenly you're on floor 8. This place is like a maze. Welcome to Shanghai. I read online that this place was quiet. You could beat the crowds, but not a bit of it. It's China, it's Chongqing after all. The crowds are here, but I guess we just need to embrace it. It's another of these historical preserved areas. I don't mind crowds. Of course, I don't expect to have these places to myself. There's a reason they're busy, because they're pretty. However, when you wait ages in line to get your shot, and then it comes to your turn and people just walk in and barge in front of you because they want to take one, that annoys me. And that keeps happening. It's a bit harder to make a vlog, right? A bit harder to film than just take a few photos. Anyway, it is a pretty place, and the cherry blossoms are starting to come out. It's a good place.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. More friendly people in Chongqing. Locals, Chongqing locals, want to say hello. And they have the cutest dog. Look at it. Look how cute the dog is. The cutest dog. What is the name?
His name is Xiong Xiong.
Xiong Xiong. Okay, very good. Oh, it's funny how life works, isn't it? There's me moaning about people getting in my way. I'm getting a bit frustrated. And then the most lovely couple come up to me and start talking to me and remind me how friendly people are here. I had a really nice chat with them off camera. It's funny how the world works. Knocks you out and then lifts you back up. Wow, this is the spot, isn't it? I can't believe no one here. Tucked around the corner, the little hidden spot. This place is an absolute Instagrammers or TikTokers paradise. Like this whole city, this is the place. Just goes to show, even in the busy places, there are little hidden pockets, little secret places where you can find to have just yourself. given that it's heating up a little bit, I had to take the jumper off. I thought, what better than an ice cream in this historic area? You see these around a lot, and they have a print of Chongqing. I'm guessing this says Chongqing in Mandarin, but you have them of the attractions in Chongqing as well. But I wanted one of the cable car, but they didn't have it. And then I wanted one on the bridge, and they didn't have that. So I had to end up with the text, but that's fine. Milk flavour. It's actually quite tasty. Not bad for 12 degrees. Cornetto or Magnum, give me a Chongqing ice cream any day. Now, walking around the streets of Chongqing, you see this absolutely everywhere. People have the street carts and they're frying off peeled potatoes. They look so good. As a British person, of course, fried potatoes look so good. And yesterday I had them with cold noodles, and my God, it was good. So I wanted to show you them, but the potatoes themselves were so good, I just got the potatoes, and they're mixed with crispy chili oil, Laogan style, pickled vegetables, all sorts of sauces, spring onions, and all sorts of other things. So let's see if these are as good as yesterday's. Ah. Yes. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's savory. There's pops of flavor from those pickled vegetables in there. And then the coriander and the spring onion freshens it up. It's so good. The potatoes are soft on the outside, but there's a little savory flavor from where it's fried and gone golden brown. So good. If you see them on the street, definitely get them. They're just as good like this as they are with the noodles. Potatoes and noodles, just depends on what you fancy. Just 8 renminbi. Evening, and I'm on Daijia Alley Broadwalk, and it has all of the same buzz, all of the same energy. Hot pot restaurants, people selling things, the speakers that you get everywhere in China. I don't know what it's saying, but calling stuff out. But you get the views down onto the road, down onto the people waiting for the lights to turn on at Hongyedong. Amazing views over the river and the city beyond. But to be honest, the place to be looks to be down by the riverside. So I'm gonna head down there. Just walking across the bridge now. And who thought the views from the bridge could be so stunning? Almost 300, well, I think it is 360-degree views of skyscrapers. And we're into golden hour now, so the sun is well and truly on its way down, lighting up the sky in its golden hues. It's not going to be the best because it's been a bit cloudy today. It has cleared, you can actually see the sun now, but it is still hazy, and actually it has been hazy the whole trip, unfortunately. But it doesn't take anything away from it. That sun is bouncing off the buildings, and I just love this time of the evening. It's about an hour and a half until Hongyedong is lit up. There's already people queuing down there, and there's people getting ready for their boat trips, their sunset boat trips. What incredible views though, right? Amazing. Who knew Chongqing had a beach? Well, kind of. But what breathtaking views as ever in this city from this spot. And it seems to be a popular spot. There's lots of people down here chilling, eating something, taking their photos, of course, of the sunset, just hanging out and spending their evening down here. I must admit, it beats the chaos on the other side, that is for sure. And I can hear someone playing trumpet from a building up here, which is quite nice. Adds to the atmosphere down here. Friendly atmosphere, as ever, with people saying hello to me and coming to talk. I keep saying this in China, something which is synonymous with my time here. The skyline is spectacular, as ever in Chongqing. Everywhere you go, as I've said, you get spectacular skyline. Maybe one of the best. Crossing the bridge and down here might be one of the best views that I've seen. Left the best till last, of course. But on the way down here, it got me thinking, what are my thoughts on Chongqing? Especially compared to Chengdu, the first two places that I've been to in China. And it's interesting because I've seen so much of this place on social media before I got here that it didn't really look real. And to be honest, when you're here, it doesn't really seem real. I still think I'm in a dream or in a game or in a sci-fi movie, something like this. Maybe because the things are so vast. I mean, just look at the size of the bridge behind me. Everything is so vast. I feel so small. And then you have the big sweeping skylines. The haze adds to it for sure. It's like you're playing a game and you can never quite get to the edge of the map, if you see what I mean. But it is a different city from Chengdu. For me, Chengdu is more of a livable city, somewhere I would choose to live. This definitely is a place that you come to visit, if you see what I mean, and everyone comes to visit. Every spot seems to be an Instagram spot, a TikTok spot. The whole place is like that. It feels like it's built for that. I mean, it isn't built for that, but it has become that, of course, and obviously that's why I'm here and why it's so popular. But it's definitely a place you need to visit. It's definitely a place that I've enjoyed visiting, spending a few days here. There is so much to do, so much good food. Again, friendly. It's a little bit more difficult to get around because of the hills, but nevertheless, it's right up there with awesome cities that I've been to for those reasons, because it constantly feels like I have to pinch myself and realize I am in reality. Anyway, it's sunset, so it's all about the views and all about the vibes, isn't it? I have just arrived in one of the most controversial cities in the world, a city that has impacted all of our lives and a city that we all know the name of. Right now, I'm at Ground Zero, the seafood market where it all apparently started. But with so many stories and so much negativity of this city, I want to find out what it's really like. We've got 24 hours to find out the truth. Let's get going. And this is the seafood market, Ground Zero, if you believe the reports. It's closed down. You can see a little bit of activity. There's some people up there. I'm not even going to try. You can only imagine what would happen if I walk up there, especially with a camera. But there's a board here saying that it has closed and that it's moved location from the Huinan group. It was the Huinan seafood market where the world turned upside down, or at the very least, this city is Ground Zero for where the world turned upside down, depending on what you want to believe, on how it started. And it's a little surreal being here, seeing the market, especially when you put into context the impact it's had on all of us. But I'm completely sure this city is not all about this. So let's jump in a taxi, head to the hotel, and let's get going. Well, my first thought is it's cold. A whole new level of cold for me. And what better to eat when it's cold than dumplings? So I've come to a dumpling restaurant, and actually, I thought they were going to be pre-made, but she's making them here to order. Tomato soup dumplings are super famous here in Wuhan, so why not on my first night? I cannot wait. So she's definitely got more skills than me. Oh wow, how pretty. All right, and the filling. Ah, with a little bit of tomato. Now I see. A little bit of tomato paste and fresh tomato goes in, and then she just folds it up. And then they'll go into the steam basket, and then straight into the steamer where they're gonna steam, and into the steam basket. So pretty, so delicate. so much pride in it as well. Proper family affair. Uncle, the mum, the kids. And now they're ready for the steamer. Oh, you can see how they puff up when they're cooked. Got a huge vat of water underneath. And then mine go on. What a start, what a lovely start in Wuhan. I mean, I've only been here 20 minutes. We have the kids. Ni hao. Hello. High five. And again. And again. Ah. All right, they're ready. How good do they look? You can see the tomato is just poking out the top of them. They've definitely expanded in size. And then we have the dipping sauce. Shredded ginger and black vinegar, not soy sauce, don't be fooled. It's black vinegar, that's what you dip the soup dumplings into. I cannot wait. However, I've done something a little stupid. In my rush to come out and find food, I left the bottom of the tripod in the bag. So we're gonna have to improvise and try and use my backpack as a stand. How is this going to work? It may not be perfect. She told me, be careful, they're very hot. I mean, I think that will be an understatement. What you need to do is pick up your dumpling, and you need to eat them hot, and you need to eat them quick. And then you break a little hole. Oh my God. Break a little hole in it and suck the soup out from the dumpling. Oh, wow. And then when you're done with that, dip it in the sauce and shove it in the gob. I've eaten quite a few soup dumplings before now. In Din Tai Fung, you saw, they're maybe the best soup dumplings I've ever had. And with that tomato, it's so good because it's so rich, it's so savory, and then that tomato comes through. Ah, you could tell, right? You could tell it's made with love, it's made with care, it's a family affair. But I didn't think they were going to be that good. Wow. Oh. They're addictive. I mean, I might even order another one, to be honest. It's that good. All right, I'm back at the hotel now. And the hotel actually has a craft beer bar as part of it, which is pretty cool. And when you arrive, you get 2 beer vouchers to try the craft beer. Very, very nice. Didn't expect that. Nice touch. It's really pretty in there. Very, very nice. So I'm gonna have a couple of beers, enjoy the evening, and those dumplings, oh my God. I still have the flavor. I've walked home, obviously, to the hotel. I've dropped my bag, I've come down, I've had a few sips of beer, and I can still taste those dumplings. But for me, it was the interaction and the off-camera interaction, actually, because you can't film it, it's not natural. But whilst it was cooking, translating, chatting, and just having a laugh together, and then the kids, messing around with the kids and making them laugh, and it was just very, very nice. What an experience to come for my first evening. It couldn't have got off to a better start. Good food, perfect food on an evening like this. Warm soup, dumplings, but oh my, were they good. And then just the friendliest interaction of all the friendly interactions that I've had in China. So cheers, guys. Cheers to Wuhan. It's a good start. Let's see how we get on tomorrow. Going to explore and find more food, of course, but see what Wuhan has to offer. And yeah, just get a proper feel for this place. But it started off pretty well. Oh, and good beer. Good morning from Wuhan. Early morning, 8 o'clock. I slept very well in that hotel, very well, dreaming of those dumplings all night. But I'm up and I'm out early. Not for breakfast, as you might expect, because when you have an incredibly popular tourist site in a city, you tend to need to get there early to beat the crowds. So I'm up to visit this. You can see in the end, it's called the Yellow Crane Tower. Probably the most popular tourist site in Wuhan. So I think it's worth getting up early and visiting. But as you would expect, just like any other town or city, definitely a city, 14 million people in China, people are just getting up, getting on with their day, going to work, catching the buses. Very calm, very pleasant. And I say again, we're on a busy road, but you can't hear a thing because of the electric cars. One of the things I love about being in these cities is how quiet and how peaceful it is. But I was just reflecting on something last night when I got into bed, on how strange it is to be here and my first experience being so warm and so friendly. Not that I expected any different. I mean, why would you expect any different? But there's been so much negativity and bad representation in the media of this city that inevitably, well, for example, when I told people I was coming here, there were a lot of narrow-minded comments, let's say. And then to start with, one of the best interactions that I've had in China so far is just it's quite a contrast to how people think of this place. But who knows? Who knows what's going on here? We're going to find out today. We have today to explore. I'll see you guys at the tower. Ni hao, one ticket, please.
One ticket is right. 17 yuan.
Okay. Ticket in hand, 70 yuan. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive. I'm sure it'll be worth it. But coming into parks, because you come to a park, you don't just come to the tower. Coming into the parks in the morning, you get to see the locals exercising and doing their stuff. We've got, come on, we've got games over here. Oh, I tried this in Chengdu. It's not easy, so they're quite good. In fact, they're very good. They've done this before. You also have a little bit of Tai Chi. Sometimes you have dancing, but today we have a little bit of Tai Chi. I love this. We won't disturb them because we're not here for that. We're here to go into the Yellow Crane Tower Park, and this is the entrance. But turn around, that's a bit of a contrast, isn't it? Old style. I don't even know what this is called, to be honest, but old style structure, and then the apartment buildings in the background. Welcome to modern day China. You find this everywhere. And I love this contrast. There it is, the Yellow Crane Tower. Bit of a stunner, isn't it? Perched there on top of the hill. I must admit though, this bell, it's meant to be struck for peace and good luck. Oh, it's tempting, isn't it? If it wasn't chained, can you imagine a bell that size? We already start to get some of the views of the city, but I think we'll save them from at the top of the tower because you can climb to the top. So that's what we're gonna do. Get inside the tower and climb to the top. But it's very nice. I came through the east entrance and then strolled down, about a 5-minute walk through the park, hearing the birds. Very pretty. The closer you get, the more pretty it gets. A bit like me really, isn't it? Inside Yellow Crane Tower, and you come into this entrance hall with the stunning mural, tiled mural, maybe, of, I guess, the story behind the Yellow Crane Tower. Now, of course, there's a story behind this place. I'm not going to say I know it off by heart, but I did look it up, so I'm going to quickly read it out to you now. It says, a long time ago, a small tavern stood where the Yellow Crane Tower is today. It was owned by a kind-hearted man named Xin. He made a living selling wine. One day, a mysterious Taoist monk came into the tavern but had no money to pay for a drink, and instead of turning him away, Xin gave him a free drink every day for months. To show his gratitude, the monk drew a yellow crane on the tavern wall and said, "This is no ordinary crane." Magically, the crane came to life. It danced for customers, attracting crowds, and made Xin's tavern the most famous tavern in Wuhan. 10 years later, the monk returned. He rode the crane into the sky, disappearing forever. And that story, it's quite a cool story, that story is depicted in this mural. Sure, you can come to this place and not know that story, but I think it's nice to understand that story when you come to places like this, or the stories behind places like this. Whether you believe it or not, I happen to think they're always true, aren't they? Made it to the top, or at least as high as you're allowed to go, and you have the views of the city. And Wuhan is a huge city, 14 million people. That's more than London. It's a massive, massive city, a transport hub in China, and has been a transport hub for thousands of years due to its location on the Yangtze and the Han rivers confluence. But the skyline views are stunning because now it is also a financial hub as well as a transport hub. And you can see the large office buildings over here, as well as this stunning tower. Can you see it? It's a bit hazy. It's a little bit misty out there, but you can kind of see it over there, and then the bridges along the river. It didn't take very long to get up here. The views are amazing, actually, and I love coming up to places like this and seeing the views. I did see a video where someone complained the entire time that it was 70 yuan, which is less than $10. It's £7. I mean, it's not that expensive, to be honest. Not like they won't be making that back in the video though, will they? All right, enough. Look, for locals, this place is absolutely steeped in cultural significance. It's one of the most famous towers in China. It's featured in poems and artworks for hundreds of years, thousands of years. It's been in this place in one form or another for 1,800 years. 1,800 years, and I say in one form or another because inevitably it's been destroyed and burnt down many times. And I think this one was broadly built in 1985, so not quite as old as what you expect. A bit older than me, but not that much. Hello.
Hello, excuse me.
He speaks English. Can you excuse me? I would like to take a photo with you. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
你好.
你好，你好，来拍一张。
All right, let's take a photo.
这样。
This way. All right. He's too tall.
I'm high. Okay.
Okay. Nice to meet you. Shishir. No problem. Oh, that happens a lot. That happens a lot. Oh, what a skyline though. I think it's worth it just for the skyline views. Forgetting the significance of the temple and the beauty, of the tower and the beauty of the tower. Those views, oh, they're stunning. Even on a misty day. It was meant to be raining today, but it's not. It's a bit cloudy, a little bit of blue sky, so I'll take that. Anyway, you can't skip breakfast forever, so let's go eat one of the most popular dishes for breakfast in Wuhan.
我中文的，我中文。
你好。
你好。一句话。
在这吃。
To here, yeah. Breakfast time, guys. I am absolutely starving. I'm looking forward to this one. One of the top 10 noodle dishes in China, rugenmian, hot and dry noodles. Everything. Always go for everything. Just order what the locals have. There's spicy stuff. And can I have a soy? One of these. Okay. Shishu. All right, ignore the building site. It's going to be making some noise, but not everything is perfect in the world. But look how good these noodles look. Hot and dry noodles, as I said, super, super simple. Wheat noodles and a sesame sauce. No soup, no broth in there like you see in so many noodles in China, but it's one of the most iconic dishes in Wuhan. Eaten at breakfast time, absolutely everywhere by everyone, so you need to try it if you're in Wuhan. Besides the noise and talking in between the banging, the hardest thing is going to be using the chopsticks with these cold hands. But the first thing to do is get them all mixed up. Oh, I can't use the chopsticks. But get them all mixed up and get that sauce covered on those noodles. The banging isn't doing my head in, but talking in between it and trying to film is. So let me try and pick up some of these with my cold hands and tell you how they are. The smell of the sesame. Just look at the color that those have gone as I've tossed that sauce through it. Yes. Wow, they are tasty. You have the spicy kick, but the sesame is so savory, it's so interesting. Very different to the noodles that I've been eating in Chengdu and Chongqing. But wow, for someone who loves noodles, and I absolutely love noodles, especially dry noodles, they're so good. And the soy milk, 2 yuan, so 7 yuan in total, that's not even $1, that's crazy, is hot. Perfect, what a breakfast. Now I think they've stopped, they can leave me in peace. Our builders are always on breaks, right? And I've got cars hooting and people going past on bikes with speakers. Fun and games here, guys. Such a good breakfast. All right, let's take the bowl back. Let's be nice. Shashir. Shashir, bye-bye. Oh, that was good. I think I'd be there every morning if I lived in Wuhan. Right, let's get away from this building site. What's next? Whoa. She's got a good voice. Just on the street, in the middle of, not in the middle of nowhere, but just next to the road, on the main road, a random band, I guess they're practicing, but that's quite cool. I thought I'd come and show you the skyline. But also, the Yangtze River is so crucial to the economic development in this part of China. It needs a little more airtime. We've got the bridges. I mean, there are a number of bridges here. I don't know how many, and I don't know which is the first, and I don't know which is the most famous. But this one has the road on top and the train down below. The red one down there looks stunning, absolutely stunning. But look at that skyline. And it kind of gives you the perspective of how big Wuhan is, but not really. It doesn't even show you the half of it, to be honest. It is an absolutely ginormous, sprawling city. 14 million people, but it's so vast. Especially compared to other cities which I've been in, like Chengdu didn't feel vast. It was, but it didn't feel it. Chongqing looked vast, of course, but it was because it was hilly, a lot of it was on top of each other. Whereas Wuhan is just this sprawling mega city. But this river is special. It was crucial to the economic development of obviously this area, but also cities all along here, like Shanghai, the longest river in China. Just imagine the trade, the people, the stories along this river, the history along this river, and now we're stood here today, looking at it. All right, I'm just on my way to the next spot. It's actually a touristy spot, a historic neighborhood, my favorite in China. But I'm just passing through a more residential, less touristy place. I guess a little local high street, and I thought I'd show you it. What a local high street looks like in China, what a local high street looks like in Wuhan. Not that weird or any of the other things that you'd like to say. Ni hao. Friendly people going about their day, very clean, very nice, nothing hiding, none of the comments that you guys make about Wuhan. Just a nice place to stroll. Tree-lined streets. Didn't expect in such a big city so many tree-lined streets. I mean, you could be in Paris, right? Maybe not, but you get the point. But in Wuhan, what I've noticed is you're never far from food. In China, you're never far from food, but it seems to be this place is food crazy. Every other shop is a food shop. Oh, you have butchers here, actually. That will get me demonetized, won't it? Another butcher's. Sometimes they have the Chinese sausages hanging up, but sadly not. Ni hao. Oh, wow, look at this. Muslim style, well, Muslim bread, cooked in the clay pot, making it out back. That looks amazing. Sadly, we've just eaten. Otherwise, I'd be trying that. That looks, ni hao. That looks incredible. incredible. But this is what I mean. Such a rich cultural food scene here. And even across the road, look, we're not in a food area. We're just in a normal high street. And actually, you can see, this is proper local. This was only meant to be a segment to show you 10 seconds of the high street. But bakery, dumplings, another bakery with people buying, locals buying their meat. Local life in Wuhan, right in the heart of Wuhan. But you can imagine what life would have been like back then. These streets would have been empty. Oh, this I need to show you. The Chinese sausage hanging. I guess drying up there. Look, just look at the fat. Look at that. That looks incredible. Incredible. Ni hao. Oh, she doesn't want to be on camera. Oh, shy. Shy, high five, huh? No? Yeah? Go on. Oh, yes. Bye-bye. Shishir. She's saying, I'll translate, she's saying, who the f is that? Bye-bye. There you go, she's warmed up now. Anyway, I was saying, so the parents, I saw him in the corner, before you make any comments, the parents here seem to push the kids. Go say some English. It happens a lot, and you can see the conversation happening sometimes. So to make it less awkward, sometimes I just jump in and say hello, and then everyone's happy. The kid's happy, the parents are happy. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
I've just stumbled across a market, a seafood, no, I'm kidding, a fruit and veg market and meat market. I just thought I'd show you. Look at the fresh produce, all of the greens, lettuces, Chinese cabbage. Oh, as they fall off. Look at the freshness, look at the greens, all of the herbs, the cabbages, mushrooms, all different types of mushrooms. Ni hao. Onions, look at the onions, size of the onions and the color of the onions, amazing. This is a local place. Normally when you come to markets, you see tourists everywhere. You've just got one in here, for me. Look at that, the corn, the color of that corn. They've not kicked me out yet. Bitter melon, peppers, Chinese cabbage, vibrant carrots, more mushrooms, huge mushrooms. We can see tourist sites, guys. We can see things like the Yellow Crane Tower. However, these are the places that I like coming to, seeing a bit of real life. For me, to understand the culture, to understand the people, to understand the country, you need to understand how they eat. And there's no better place to do that than come to a local market. All right, now when you come across a queue like this, when you're walking down the road for a place to eat, you know you have to stop and try that food. I'm not even sure what it is, but it looks like it's a fried donut, split open with shumai, with dumplings placed on the inside. Could be the worst thing ever or the best thing I've ever eaten. 10 yuan, I'm in the queue. Ni hao. Okay, so shishir. So they're fried in the hot oil, come out as the puffy dumplings, or puffy donuts, and then the dumplings placed on the inside, split open. Shishir.
You come from Britain?
UK, yeah, England. You've eaten here before?
Huh?
You eat before?
Yes.
It's good?
Delicious.
Delicious, okay.
Tastes good.
Thank you. It's got his seal of approval. It looks like the most I mean, who came up with that as an idea? But it's popular, so when in Wuhan, you've got to try it. Just look at that. It's like paper thin. It's not even a donut, is it? I wouldn't even know what to call it. It's like a puff. Got to get through the crispy outside first. That is genius. Soft, meaty dumpling on the inside and the crunchy, fried, I'm calling it a donut, on the outside. Absolute genius, so good. The best part It's those juices from the dumpling seep into the donut and go all gooey. You know what it reminds me of? The inside is like a thick gravy. It reminds me of a British pie, weirdly. I didn't expect to be having that memory here, but it does remember, like when it makes me remember, like when you go to the rugby or the football and you buy a pie, it's a little bit like that in terms of flavor, but in terms of quality and in terms of eating experience, it's like 100 times better. Well, I've come to another area of Wuhan just to check it out. It's a tourist hotspot, let's say that, but also architecture, which I didn't really expect to find here. Russian-style mansion right in the heart of Wuhan, and it just sums up the rich cultural and trading history of this city. Now, this building is here because two Russian brothers, settled here, and this is their mansion, and they came here and made their money in the tea trade. But this building doesn't really fit in the huge modern city, but it's absolutely beautiful, and that's why everyone is here taking their shots. As ever in China, you have people doing photography, doing photography photo shoots in front of the pretty sight. You can pay them for photos, obviously, and then they have all their props. They have balloons and flowers and all sorts of things. It's big business, it seems. But I mean, I can't really say anything, but I find it quite funny. I find it quite funny that people come here. Often they dress up a lot more than this. I mean, it's cold, maybe that's why, but they dress up and really go to town to come and take these shots, let's say. But yeah, this orange or red brick building is an absolute beaut, isn't it? And talking of absolute beauts, this dog, look at it, beautiful. Wow, obviously, such soft coat, wow. But it's got its eyes on one thing, and that's the big version. That is a stunner, but it's absolutely huge and powerful, as you can see. He's basically leaning back into it. I think I prefer this one. I've just realized the white, beautiful dog, the little one, is there for photo opportunities. Obviously. Wow, look at this. Just away from those European concession buildings is a little, well, is it residential? I guess so. There's a few cafes down here, but it's stunning. Away from the crowds, away from those tourists. I mean, you still have a few touristy things here, of course, but there's not really anyone coming down here. I think maybe more than any city, this is a city of contrast. Wow. Look at this. Hand-carved wooden statues. Very, very pretty. But it's so fascinating just wandering around. I don't really have a plan today in Wuhan, just to wander around. There's a few things on my list that we've been ticking off, but the plan was just to wander around and really get a feel for this city and find little interesting places like this. What is it with this city and nice dogs? Another one. Oh, what? What's wrong? There we go, settle you down. That's all you wanted, wasn't it? Anyway, dog city, Wuhan. If you like dogs, this is your city in China. I've been to Georgia. You would be mistaken to think that you're in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, with some of these buildings, especially in the style. I mean, this one in particular, look at that. That is, for me, reminding me of Georgia, Tbilisi. Interesting. Not something that I expected to find in central China. But the area is nice, away from the tourists. Tree-lined roads again, just such a nice place. Really enjoying my day walking around, eating, finding the food. Oh my God, the food. Now this area, completely different to the historic area that we went to before. This area is genuinely interesting to walk around, even though they have the tourist street running through it. It is nice. Tree-lined again, with the leaves actually out. The buildings are fascinating. As I say, it's giving me strong Georgia vibes, which makes sense with the Russian influence. But they are just absolutely gorgeous. Nice little cafes. I mean, I'm not drinking coffee, but if I did, sitting down here in one of these spots would be nice. But just wandering around, and not just on the main street, wandering around on the back streets as well, and just finding those old buildings. I presume these have been preserved, maybe even purpose-built, but if you walk around, you can find originals. Sorry, rather than restored. I think that's a better phrase to use. These have probably been restored, but you can also find some of the original buildings as well. It's just interesting to walk around, unlike the other place. All right, another snack. Well, lunch this time, I guess. More noodles, beef noodles, cooked out back. Just happened to be walking by this place again. I think the best thing to do in China is see where's busy, and I think I have a good nose for it. Otherwise, get my food map, of course, and the PDF guide for what you need to eat in these places. But I definitely have a noodle addiction right now, let's say. So I guess I'm in the right place. There's a lot going on in there. Look at them, look how many they have. Stacked up, ready to go. Little confusing. You pay at the desk, and then you get given a card, and I thought I ordered, well, what I've got. And then you take the card to the window, and then they'll cook it for you. But then she was trying to ask me which type of noodles I wanted, and I didn't quite understand that. But we got there in the end. Look at that, you can see those thick wheat noodles, again, absolutely covered in that sauce, so it's difficult to not get it to steam up because they're so hot, straight out of the wok. And then you've got strips, slices of that beef. They look amazing, and as I say, I have a noodle addiction, and it just feels like you can never get enough noodles. So let's dig in. Lunchtime, quick lunch. This cold is such a problem for eating here. And of course you don't get forks, you have to just persevere with it. But everyone else seems to do okay. Maybe they're used to it. A slight kick of chili, rich, meaty, beefy flavour. What I love is they're thick, much thicker than the noodles we had for breakfast. But I should try some of that beef, shouldn't I? Oh yes, fatty slice of beef. Wow. So good. Actually, this one is so rich and it's so beefy and it's so comforting. It reminds me of my Italian grandfather's Italian pasta, the ragu that he used to make every Sunday. Just with more pepper, although he put chili in, so it was a little spicy. So it's very reminiscent of that. Didn't expect to be thinking that in China, but it's scarily similar. Put some Parmesan on it, and it would taste almost the same, which is crazy. And just like that, with a hop, skip, and a jump, we are in the modern Wuhan shopping area. I've got a few things to do, a few things to get, so I'm gonna let you go for the afternoon, and I'll catch you guys down by the river. The only thing I would say is, I love Wuhan. I think it's one of my favorite days so far in China, just for exploring around and bumping into people and having good food and everything like that. I didn't mean it to become a food video, but when you're in a place that unexpectedly has so much good food, well, I've got to show you guys, don't I? Anyway, I'm gonna do my bits and bobs and I'll catch you guys down by the Yangtze River, the longest river in China. See you in a sec. Shishi. All right, instead of just going down to the river, why not go across the river? For one, hello. Ni hao. For 1 yuan 50, or 1.5 yuan, I don't know how you say it, you can take a riverboat across the river. So why not? It is the Yangtze after all. Walking down, oh wow, view of the skyline and view of the river. This is the incredible Yangtze River, largest river in China, third largest river in the world. And if you know anything about me, which you don't really because I'm just a YouTube channel to you, but if you did know me, you would know I studied geography at university, and seeing things like this is quite cool for me. I didn't really think I'd be coming on a boat, but clearly I wasn't the only one with that idea. I mean, it beats taking a taxi. I didn't quite realize how massive this city was. A taxi anywhere takes quite a while, so it's probably the best way to get across the river. So I don't know if these are tourists or locals, but there's a lot of people, and people on bikes and scooters to go across as well. I just caught her translating, can we make a photo together or a video together? Even better. Hello.
Thank you.
What is your name?
Jisa.
Jisa, I'm Joe.
Jisa.
And you're from Wuhan?
I'm from Jiangxi.
Jiangxi? Okay.
对.
I'm from England.
Oh.
Yeah. And you? Jiangxi?
Yes, yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, time to go on. I guess the place to go is upstairs for the views. So these guys are on holiday as well, from Jiangxi. Cool experiences in China, meeting people. They're not afraid to come and say hello, that's what I like. I think if it was the other way around, I'd be too shy to go and say hello to a stranger. No, that's not true. To be honest, I don't really know where it's going. I just bought a ticket and got on it. I presume it's just going down the river or across the river and we get off there, but I literally have no idea. This is the fun part of travel. Now, one thing I do love on transport in China is the safety videos and the signs. This morning, I saw a sign saying no tossing at the yellow crane tower, and to be honest, I thought it was a good place for it, so I was a bit disappointed. But one I am happy about, no diet. So that's definitely off the cards in China, I think. You've seen that in the videos. But since there's a sign saying no diet, I guess I have to listen, don't I? This is what I mean. You're on board and it literally tells you how to be on board. Oh, you're not allowed to sit there. Take your ticket. Can you have a cigarette? Oh no, you can't smoke. No smoking. Anything else? Oh, no tossing. We can't have tossing. No going through doors which are closed. I just find this funny, as if it wasn't obvious already. A bit late by the time you're on board though, isn't it? And we're off. You can see that tower in the distance, and the bridges. So many bridges on the river and over the rivers. Oh, I love it. And just for 16 pence, 16 British pence to come across the river. Imagine that price in London. How much would it cost to take a ferry across the river? It costs more to take the tube across the river, that's for sure. Well, I've got to say, hello.
Hello. Where are you from?
England.
Oh, England.
You? Wuhan.
对.
Yeah?
Yeah. Say hello.
Ha.
Hello.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't smile, but he knew he had to do it. You good? Yeah, look at that. He's good. You good?
Good.
Very cute. Nice to meet you.
That's me.
Nice to meet you.
Quick.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, oh, nearly. Ooh, ooh. Nearly got a smile there.
See, bye-bye.
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 Bye.
See what I mean about parents wanting their kids to talk? Anyway, it exceeded my expectations. I thought it was just going to go straight across the river. That's normally what happens, right? But maybe like 5 or 10 minutes actually down the river, which is quite nice. And fantastic views. Fantastic views. Sometimes you just need to follow the flow. Hello. How are you? Good?
Welcome to China.
Thank you so much.
Where are you from?
England.
England.
You?
You China.
Which city? Which city? Chengdu, Shanghai, Hunan, Henan. Okay, nice. Nice to meet you. This is the friendliest ferry in China, it seems. They will open the gates, and us, the cattle, will get off. The friendliest ferry in China. That could be the title of this video, the friendliest city in China. But I'll probably clickbait it. Yeah, okay, yeah, same, similar, yeah. But I am from England, but I live in Portugal. Portugal.
Oh, 葡萄牙.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is cold. Yeah. I was explaining it. I say I'm from England, and I was saying I'm from Portugal. So you were saying, the weather is the same here. Not the same as Portugal.
Have a good time.
Thank you, thank you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That was the friendliest ferry ever. Everyone coming up to me and saying hello. People come up to you and say hello anyway, but when the camera's out, a lot more people come up to you and say hello, which is a nice consequence of filming, I must admit. It is quite nice to have these interactions, especially as a solo traveler. So I'm not going to complain, but I think if you were just traveling through China, you're going to get it anyway. At least the photos and the people saying hello, welcome to China. And then obviously I get a lot more saying, what am I doing? Can I be on camera? All of these things. But always friendly, always friendly. And even if they don't quite know how to do it, like sometimes people just stand there and take a photo of me without asking. I think it is always from a friendly state of mind, should we say. I don't think there's anything in it other than them just trying to be nice and get a photo. All right, photo shoot done. Just done about 15 photos with people. I'm going to head to the hotel, and then I'm going to come back out later this evening, and we're going to go to a little night market area, and we'll get dinner and we'll have a look around and we'll see what Wuhan is like after dark. All right guys, evening now. Now I've come to a night market area. To be honest, I'm actually still full from all the food I've eaten today. With the fasting, or at least mostly fasting, my stomach just can't take it anymore. So I don't know if I'm going to eat, but I will show you it anyway. Looks like there's a lot of food here. So I'll walk through and I'll show you. It's called Hubu Alley, and it's completely full of food. Stalls each side. Bit of that cyberpunk vibe as well with the neon lights from Chongqing. You don't see that much of it here, but let's see what they've got. You've got, looks like intestine stuffed with leek. Looks interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. And then we get into the real stuff. What have we got? All sorts of duck products, gizzards, duck heads, fried fish, duck again. Yeah, lots of duck. Pork feet, they actually look good. I love pork feet, and the hock also looks great. This place is just full. I'm okay, thank you. Lots of tasters on the go, but I don't drink tea. Dessert. Well, this, I'm sure, will be with soy milk, and then you get to choose all your different toppings. Raisins, coconut, sesame seeds, all different jellies and fruit. And then, yeah, like this. And then it's served with soy milk, I'm sure. Got dumplings on the go. You can see them steaming away. That was the type of dumpling, whether that's got rice in, but it had meat. That was the type of dumpling that went in that thing I ate earlier. Got the hot and dry noodles. This is a Wuhanese dish. This is like a rice and omelette. I wouldn't even know what to call it. Slice. And then you have mushrooms and different things underneath. Savory. Looks good. Lots of different types of dumplings again.
That's just what you want to see. If you want to buy some pork products, why don't you see the pig?
Come here.
Yeah, exactly. Good English, no, I'm okay, thank you. 谢谢. And they just grill it.
Hey, tasty, please.
I'm okay, I'm okay. Okay, just for you. 谢谢. That is good. It's like a pork skin wafer, slightly sweet. That's good. Another big thing here is what they call it, crawfish. Maybe langoustines, I would call them. Well, maybe. They actually are very small. Maybe it's just the tails, but all of this seafood is quite popular here. They look good. Mantis shrimp. There's lots going on. Smiling faces, friendly faces. Obviously I'm not buying, so I'm just walking through, but they don't seem to mind. They're happy to show their stuff. Anyway, to get here, I walked past the river again, and the riverside and the skyline is completely lit up. Looks absolutely incredible. So I'm gonna take you there and show you that. If I get hungry on the way, maybe we'll stop for food. If not, I have to show you this skyline. It's one of the best that we've seen, I think. Right, down by the riverside. That could be a song, couldn't it? You're not going to see much of me because it's dark here, and I'm hoping you could see the skyline because it is awesome, but I wish I had the big camera because the big camera would do it justice. But that's the compromise for easy editing and easy filming. You have the big bridge that we saw earlier, and then the other bridge. They're both lit up, but look at the skyscrapers all along the river. The tower, now you can see the tower piercing into the sky, but all along here, all along the skyline, all of those skyscrapers are lit up with, well, interesting lights, let's say, and they change from time to time. I don't even know what they represent. They look like they've got buildings on them and plants on them and trees on them and sky. Who knows? If you know what it is, let me know. But yeah, gorgeous. And it's also nice to come to a place, ni hao, hey, where you can walk around in the evening. I love that. That's one of the reasons I love living in Portugal, living in Madeira. It's one of the reasons I like being in Thailand and being in Southeast Asia. It's interesting to walk around in the evening and people watch and see what's happening. Normally it's warm enough. It's a bit chilly here, but it's still interesting to walk around and see what's going on and look at that skyline with interesting views and see what people are up to. It's one of the reasons I don't really like the UK, because you can't really do it that much in the UK, depending on where you are. But there's not that many places where you can do it. Anyway, that is my 24 hours in Wuhan, China. Surreal being here, but a cool city, a friendly city, delicious food, a food city. That I didn't expect. Not any of the negative things that you've heard or remember from that time. It's a place worth visiting, I would say, especially if you have a hungry belly. Right, tomorrow, we've got a 4-hour train ride to Shanghai. And I think I'm going to bring you with me on that one, so I'll see you tomorrow. I am at Wuhan railway station, about to ride the high-speed rail at nearly 1,000 kilometers from Wuhan to Shanghai. And I'm going to bring you with me to show you what first-class high-speed rail is like in China. Is it comfortable? Is it easy? How long is it going to take? Because rail travel is a little bit different in China. So let's get going, and I'll show you everything along the way. And I must admit, my 24 hours here have been great. I'm a little bit sad to leave. I'd like to have stayed longer, but onwards to Shanghai we go. I do recommend you get to the stations early, because it's almost like an airport check-in. To enter the station, you have to go through security. You can't even enter without a ticket. So get here early, otherwise you might miss your train. Now, as a foreigner, you can't use these. You have to show your passport because your ticket is linked to your passport. So you normally have to go to the service desk and you show them. If you're Chinese or local, you can use these automatic ones. Ni hao. All right, that was easy. First step done. Next step is go through the security scanner, so for your bags to get scanned. Very quick, very easy. And at least there's peace of mind that you're getting on the train and it's safe. Anyway, up into the station. These stations are always so vast and often quite beautiful. Look at this with the glass ceiling. Pretty. You can't buy a ticket at the station. As a foreigner, you buy it on trip.com and it gets sent to you. Well, the confirmation gets sent to you and then it gets linked to your passport, so you never actually see a ticket. 13:48. It's not on there. Brilliant. Maybe it's too early. The Yellow Crane Tower and the skyline of Wuhan. If you saw the last video in Wuhan, you'll recognize this immediately, and probably a little bit of this. And the cherry blossom, the blossoms are out. As you know, I have a little bit of time to kill. I came here early, so I had to film an intro. And I had to go and walk somewhere for that. So I'm here a little bit early. So I'll show you around the station, show you the amenities, maybe get a massage. You'll see what I mean by that. And then we'll figure out where our train is. See what I mean? They are vast. But this one, actually, it's not even the big one. In Chongqing, the station was huge, bigger than airports that I've been to, and more chaotic than airports. This one actually looks not too bad. Not too bad. Do they have the massage chairs? That's what I want. Oh man, I am devastated. In all of the other ones, you have these massage chairs, as well as the normal chairs, and they're so cheap. You pay like £1 and you get like 20 minutes or 30 minutes of massage. So good for when you're waiting, and I wanted to show you guys. But sadly, you only have the normal chairs here, but plenty of them. I guess this station is an old station converted into high-speed rail. It is the main station in Wuhan. Maybe the actual Wuhan station is more modern. Oh well, keep an eye out for them for when you travel, because they are worth it. All right, I've been tempted into trying a pastry. So this is mugwort and salted egg yolk. It's okay, no need, no need. Shishir. Mugwort and salted egg yolk. Apparently a traditional and popular snack around the Spring Festival. And if you think food in the railway stations is expensive, that just cost me $1.50 for 2 of them. I actually want a proper savory snack as well. Most people, you see, when they go on the trains, they get things like this. They get the noodles. So obviously you have different shops in here selling them. I don't really fancy that, to be honest. Just maybe a little onigiri or something, a little rice. Ah, he's gone. Oh no, he's back. 7-Eleven, trusty. We'll get one of these. Again, prices, look at that. 50 cents, not even $1. Which one do we get? This one, oh, what is that? It's like a cheese and beef rice cake. That sounds interesting. Normally I go for these. Let's go for this, why not? 你好. 谢谢. I thought she was asking me how I wanted to pay, but she asked me if I want it warmed up. It's lunchtime. Why not? We'll eat it now. I'm hungry. We'll eat it before the train. We have some snacks on the train, and I think they give you snacks on the train in first class. I'm not sure. We'll see about that, won't we? Let's see what this is like. All right, we'll just try this one. We'll save the mugwort mochi for the train. To be honest, normally I arrive a little later, but I thought this train station, nearly called it an airport, so that's what it feels like. I thought this train station was going to be cooler, like the other ones, but just my luck. I pick one. That's not. Anyway, let's get this open. It's impossible. It's harder to open this than getting the train station. There we go. Oh, that's... All right, look on the packet. Nice beef, nice cheese. Now look on the inside. Not how I expected. Pink rice, little piece of patty, a bit of cheese, and the nori sheet. I don't even want to eat it. That's weird. Weirdly good. Weirdly good. What do you reckon? All right, I'll see you guys at boarding. All right, 20 minutes to go. I'm at the gate, A13. But already, people are queuing up. One thing they love in China in a train station is a queue. And despite being British, the one thing I hate is a queue. So normally I just sit down and wait until it quietens down. But I say again, if you are traveling and you're not just watching this for fun, please get here early because they do queue. You do check your ticket again or your ID card. And they do close it early and people do miss their trains. So get here early. All right, ticket check passed again. It's actually quite easy to have it on your passport or ID card, but I know there'll be a lot of people who don't like the idea of that. So last time I came here, yeah, we're gonna get it. They do not like you walking on the yellow or beyond the yellow tiles, even if the train isn't coming. And they have these speakers which whistle, and obviously they just scream. But the last train I caught, they were screaming and screaming and screaming like the world was ending. But the train wasn't even coming. Anyway, this is the yellow line. I could do it for a laugh, but I don't think I will. Even if you do this, they scream. Anyway, we're looking for carriage 15. So depending on the size of your train, you've got the different carriages on the floor. We're 1 to 16. And I think we're red in that case, and that's 12. So we must be down here. Considering we're in first class, we're normally at either the front of the train or the back of the train. Here it comes. To be honest, it seems like a complex process, but it's actually easy. From buying the ticket, to getting the ticket, to coming to the station and going through security and then getting the checks on your passport. It's incredibly easy, surprisingly easy. Anyway, here it comes. That's our train. And that is first class. Ni hao, ni hao. This way, I think. All right, looking for seat 9A. Oh, it's a busy carriage. Last time I took the train, I was pretty much the only one on the train. Well, in the carriage. On the train would be interesting. All right, made it onto the train. First class is nice, nicer than I expected. A huge amount of legroom. Just look how much legroom there is. You've got a footrest that you can put down, but you have distance. Tray table that comes out, can work, eat, do whatever you want on there. And then in first class, it's 2x2, so 2 on each side. So a huge amount of space, not crowded, doesn't feel crowded. And obviously, because it's first class, because it costs a little more, it's not often absolutely jam-packed. I thought it looked busy when everyone was sitting down, but actually there is space and there's a few first class coaches here. The seats, headrest, comfortable. I would say clean actually as well, absolutely spotless. Sometimes when you get, well, definitely in the UK when you get trains, even in first class, not the best. And then obviously all your storage space, plug sockets above so you can charge and do your work. Is there anything else below? No, I don't think so. But yeah, nice first impressions of this train. I don't know how fast it goes, but I know the fastest can go 350 kilometers an hour. So it'll be interesting to see how fast this goes. Sometimes they put the speed up on the board, but I'll show you the rest of the train. I'll show you the bathrooms and we'll see what type of scenery we go through on this journey. Oh, there's a touch. The seats recline as well. This is comfortable, I would say. Very, very comfortable. Makes such a difference, I think, being in first class. on a long journey like this. And the price difference between first class and standard isn't actually that much. I think it's definitely worth it. I think for this journey, the standard was £35 and this one was £55. And considering it's a 4.5 hour journey, I think that's completely fine. All right, I know you're all absolutely desperate to see what the bathrooms look like. You have wash basin and sink, so you have an area with mirror and wash basin and sink. There we go. It looks clean. Another wash basin, mirror. I mean, you don't want to spend too much time in here, do you? I mean, it's a toilet after all, but Western toilet. Clean. All right, I got told off by the cleaning lady for filming the bathroom. I think she'd be proud of her work. It was very clean. But one of the joys, one of the benefits of traveling by rail across China is just how varied the landscape is. From mountains to plains to cities to residential areas to rural areas. It's incredible. And it's just incredible to sit here next to the window and watch the world go by. I mean, now we're looking at forests and hills and all sorts of things. But it changes so much. Fascinating. Much better than a plane journey, I think. You can fly between cities, but why? Just take the high-speed rail, of course. But it has inspired me. It's made me want to come back and explore more of the rural areas, get off the path of the big cities and come and explore more of this country. Just looks incredible. Looks incredible. Let's try these mugwort snacks. See if they're as good as what she said. I mean, they are so sticky, it's unreal. I've taken it out, but then it's stuck against the packet again. Hold on. Almost like a health hazard. It's so sticky. It smells of grass. Literally like fresh cut grass. I guess mugwort is the grass. And inside she told me there was salted egg yolk and pork floss. It's as sticky in the mouth as it is in the hand. It's actually delicious. You can see the green mugwort mochi type, well, rice. I guess it's just like pounded rice. Gelatinous, sticky, gooey. On the inside you have, I think it's egg yolk and pork floss together. Very savory. Very delicious. Thankfully, it's one of those things that doesn't taste like it smells. I'll give you one top tip though. Noise cancellation headphones. Absolute must, not only to drown out the annoying YouTuber, but also to block out those who are screaming down their phones, or those who insist on watching TikTok on the absolute loudest volume you've ever heard in your life. Bring the noise cancellation headphones for sure. This isn't Shanghai, it's Hefei. Have you ever heard of the city Hefei? I've never heard of it, but I Googled it just now. 9.5 million people. 9.5 million people, and I've never heard of it. China is full of cities, well over 1 million people, that I've never heard of, and I'm sure you've never heard of. Have you heard of this city? That's bigger than London. It's the biggest city, or bigger than the biggest city in the UK, and I'm sure many countries in Europe. Anyway, I thought it was interesting to stop off. A lot of the people get out to have a little cigarette between the stops because it stops for a few minutes. So I'm out with the smokers, freezing in the cold, but I thought I'd show you and not get told off for filming by the cleaning lady. However, comfortable journey, very, very smooth journey. I mean, for going 250, 300 kilometers an hour, the train barely moves. Well, you don't feel like you're moving. Very comfortable so far, very nice, very happy. Well on our way to the mega city of Shanghai, but it's too cold out here. I'm going back in. 谢谢. Ah, made it to Shanghai, the largest urban area in China. 4 hours and 25 minutes, exactly. Arrived on time, left every station on time, as you would expect. I mean, it certainly beats the UK rail system, that's for sure. Don't think that's even a competition, to be honest. Right, I need to work out how I'm gonna get to the hotel. I came into Shanghai station, not the main station, which is actually near the airport, because it's close to the hotel, so it may just be a taxi. Yeah, 40 minutes by metro, 20 minutes by taxi. Easy. Didi it is. Didi is China's version of Uber. Very, very easy. A little thing I would like to say, my observation, I didn't actually catch it on camera, but the train drivers, the train stations look like airports. The train drivers look like pilots, dressed in the hat, dressed in a suit, dressed in a hat, have their little carry-on bag, exactly like a pilot. If you saw them, you wouldn't be able to tell if it was a pilot or a train driver. A lot of respect goes into that job. I like that. I like that a lot. Think of the train drivers where you come from. Is it like that? Right. I need to get out with my passport. All right, well, welcome to Shanghai. Our first glimpse of Shanghai. Well, from first glimpse, it looks like any other city in China. But I'm sure it's going to be an incredible place. We're here 4 nights. I found it and I booked it. 24 yuan. Obviously, when you get there, there's a load of taxi drivers who try and hawk you. But obviously that costs more money. That's just silly. Use the taxi app Didi. It's in Alipay. It's linked to your Alipay. It's so easy to book and easy to pay. Oh, I think we have a drunk guy harassing some other Western tourists. Lovely, welcome to Shanghai. Anyway, it's absolutely freezing. I need to get in that taxi, 5 minutes away. We made it to the hotel, the City Hotel near Jing'an Temple, if that's how you pronounce it. Hello, I have a reservation. Shishia. While she's checking me in, I'll just show you. Have a bar area, have a games area, pool, foosball. Actually some Western people in here and a nice, look at this, like a heater. Fake fire heater, but that looks pretty cool. Ah, and the sport on. Yeah, nice place to hang out. The first Westerners I've seen in a hotel in 2 weeks since being in China. Haven't seen that many around. That's a good thing for me. Room 418. I'm going to show you the room. I can't remember what it looks like from booking it, so I booked it a while ago. So we'll get that surprise together. Oh, look at this. I can't remember how much I paid for this hotel. Maybe it's way more expensive than what I thought. I'm not saying it's super luxury and premium, but it's quite nice to what I expected, right? Laundry room. Oh, that is a touch. Which I definitely need to do laundry. Laundry room. Hey, do the laundry. All right, anyway, where are we going? What room number? 418. Wait, oh, I was gonna say there's no room numbers, but they're down on the floor. What a strange place to put room numbers. I was thinking, how do I tell? What is it, just knock on the door and see who opens? Of course, all the way at the end of the corridor. Oh, huge double bed, which is nice. I actually quite like that it's fitted into the room. Makes it quite cozy. Wash basin and sink, mirror. It's all right, you can see me there. Oh, the window is open, that's why it's freezing. And then bathroom, toilet, towels, nice. Nice thick towels, towel rail, and shower. Hey, that's all right, I'm happy with that. Ceiling shower, and also handheld shower as well. No bum gun. Oh, they've taken it out, how dare they? Just got toilet roll. Tea, coffee, kettle, water. How's the bed? How are the pillows? Shoes off, obviously. Oh, yeah, that's comfy. And as ever, the pillows are good too. The number one thing is not the food in China, it's the quality of the pillows. I'm happy with it. A little small, I would say. But to be honest, I'm one person, so for me, completely fine. Nice bed, it's gonna be quiet. Nice shower, nice bathroom, clean, nice hotel. Who's complaining? Oh, and the most important thing of all is not actually the bed, it's not actually the pillow, it's not the noise, it's the fact that it doesn't smell of smoke. Important feature in China. All right, I know what you were thinking. Am I gonna go for dinner? Yes, I've come to get some food. What I've noticed is no street carts. Everything is in restaurants, at least in this area. Everything is in restaurants rather than spilling onto the street, which, well, you know I like a street cart. I'm trying to work out, oh yeah, this is it. I found it. This place looks good. All right, I don't really know what's going on because I'm filming and I didn't pull out the Google Translate. But this restaurant is famous. Apparently, the grandmother was famous for opening this restaurant, but she passed away, but the grandson opened it again. This place looks legit. It's absolutely ram-jammed with people and the kitchen is on fire. I'm not gonna rock the boat and go over there and film the kitchen. I can't quite work it out if they're happy or they're not happy, but I'll show you the food when it comes, that's for sure. I paid and they gave me a little strip with a number on, so I thought you'd take it over and give it, but you don't, you just sit down. So evidently they get the order somehow. What I've noticed is, oh, some of them are just postcard. Oh no, that probably is here, to be fair. You've got photos under the table with all different, well, you can see how old this place is. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I will be a bit sneaky and just have a little look at what's going on over here. Ah, proper operation. Busy in the kitchen. Busy out here. This is what happens then. They have your number and they shout it out and call it out to you. It's come already. Thank you. Shishir. Shishir. She was helping me out. Look at that. Doesn't that look incredible? Shishir. Thank you. Shishir. That looks insanely good. Is that tofu on top? Ah, yes, that's what she told me to order. She told me to order that on top. That is the vegetable chicken tofu, it said. So I don't know how that quite makes sense. So we have fried liver. We have those wheat noodles underneath. Look at that. The tofu, vegetables. That looks good. Almost better than this place. The other thing I ordered is a shishir. Is a chicken cutlet. Ah, with this. This one. Okay. Oh, she's helping me out. How lovely is this lady? This is Shanghai Worcestershire sauce, straight from the UK, I guess. Amazing. Dipping sauce. Shishir. Just look at that. When I saw it on the menu, I could not resist. Fried, breadcrumbed, chicken. Looks so good. Oh, I think it's chicken. It might be pork. Let's have a look. That is pork. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, she's like proper auntie looking after me, putting my bag in the basket so it's not on the floor. Right, as good as that pork cutlet is, I'm desperate, that's the right word, to get into these noodles. So I'm gonna give them a good mix up, get that sauce spread all through them. Oh, how good. How good does that look? That should be the title of the video, right? I traveled 1,000 kilometers just for these noodles. Could be, but it won't be. All right, look at that. Look at the color that they've gone. They were those gorgeous, pale, thin wheat noodles, and now they're dark and rich with that sauce. They are good. Is it beef or is it liver? It's liver. Flash fried, cooked really nicely, really quick. That is a good bowl of noodles. Let's try our chicken tofu. That sucked up a lot of flavor. Ah, what a bowl. I would travel 1,000 kilometers for these noodles. So good. Give it a little dip. Fried to absolute perfection. Not greasy. So good, and with that Worcestershire sauce. Amazing. You know what I found in there? The genius. Little clams. And little bits of abalone, and mushrooms, of course, giving it that meatiness. Like little pops of clams for sweetness. So good. So good. And I've now worked out, she wasn't not happy with the camera. She thought the camera was a translation thing. She was trying to get me to order the tofu on top. Misread the situation, didn't I? Anyway, they're very, very friendly. And I would say, you must have it on your list in Shanghai, or you just enjoy watching me eat it. Welcome to Shanghai, and I had to start this video right here. I'm on the Bund, the famous riverside promenade with one of the most iconic views in all of China. The skyline of Shanghai is so famous, and it's a little bit surreal to be stood here and seeing it. And this promenade, well, it's very popular. Everyone's out strolling, even this early in the day. But nice atmosphere and incredible views over the river. You've got boats on the river going up and down. It's a working river. You can feel that, you can see that. But the architecture here, on this side of the river, you have the colonial style architecture and buildings. And then on the other side, you have Pudong, the modern skyscrapers dominating the skyline. You have the Oriental Pearl Tower and the Shanghai Tower, the third tallest building in the world. Iconic skyline, and it's a little bit surreal to be stood here looking at it. Incredible. This is the Huangpu River. You can see, as I said, just how many boats are coming up and down it. But that skyline, we must have all seen that skyline at least once. The tower's so huge, but not just that, you have the banking buildings as well. Absolutely stunning. And what a contrast to the other side. I cannot wait to get into this city and explore, and we will do that in this video. The food, the things to do, all of the tips that I'm going to find out over the next couple of days, I'm going to give you in this video. However, xiaolongbao, or soup dumplings, are a big thing in Shanghai. And what better time to eat them than for breakfast? And what better type of xiaolongbao? Because we've had them before on the channel. We had them in Taipei, and we had them in Wuhan. But what better xiaolongbao than crab xiaolongbao? Now, I've come early to this place. It's called Lai Lai Xiaolong. Normally, you have a queue all the way down the street because it's Michelin recommended. But if you come early, I came straight in and got a seat. They've arrived, and how good and how pretty do they look. I'm not going to count the number of folds, but there's a lot of them. They're so thin, I don't know if you can see, but they're so thin, they're almost, well, they're translucent. You can see the orange crab meat on the inside of that. Looks absolutely incredible. And xiaolongbao you need to eat fast, but let me just tell you, normally you just get black vinegar on the table like this, but here it comes with this dipping sauce, this black vinegar dipping sauce with ginger. Normally you make it yourself. Now, there is a method to eat these xiaolongbao, but the biggest trick of all is you need to eat them fast, because obviously you want that soup to be warm and juicy and, yeah, fast. As soon as they hit the table and the lid is taken off, you want to eat them. So I'm just going to take one of those xiaolongbao. What you then need to do is use your chopsticks to break a little hole in the dumpling and squeeze out that juice.
and then you drink it. Order soup. Oh, the crabby flavour, seafood, sweet crab flavour, so good. And then next, you take your dumpling and you dip it in your black vinegar and ginger. That is unbelievable. We've eaten some good soup dumplings. I've eaten some good soup dumplings off camera, but that has to be right up there. Not the cheapest, 47 yuan, although I think Shanghai is a bit more expensive than other cities in China, to be honest. It might even be the most expensive city in China. And although you can't see it, I will put some footage of it, but although you can't see it, they are handmade out back, handmade to order. They're just making them and making them and making them. And you can taste the freshness. Ah, they're good. What a breakfast food. They're so good on their own. As I said, that soup is so rich, so meaty, so crabby. And the meat inside the wrapper is so thin. They are incredible. But that ginger and black vinegar sauce just takes it to a whole new level. Oh my. You need to come and eat here, guys. All right, last one. To be honest, I could eat a whole new portion of these, but we have to go and explore. So I'll enjoy the last one, and I'll see you up there. Sure. Thanks. All right, guys, next up, I have come to Yu Garden, and I love visiting city gardens, especially in this part of the world, but it looks like I wasn't the only one with that idea. It is busy. The queue to get in is long, but I'm in now. 30 yuan for an adult ticket. And this place is one of the must-visits if you like these things in Shanghai. It's full of pavilions and bridges and rockeries and ponds and plants and trees. Everything you could want in a city garden. So let's take a look around and see if the queue was worth it. Straight away, you're transported out of the big, modern, bustling city and into a place of tranquility. The trees, the lake, the birds, you can hear the birds. Not really anything of the traffic. And that's what I love about these places. You're in the middle of a massive, bustling city, and yet if you close your eyes, you wouldn't know at all. Now, we're just coming out of winter here, maybe just into spring. Some of the cherry blossoms are coming out, but actually a lot of the trees still don't have leaves, or they have little shoots coming. And there's pomegranate trees and other plants here that you can just imagine this place would be absolutely transformed in spring, in summer, and in autumn with those autumn colors. It's still stunning in winter, and the history and the culture and just the aspect of being in the middle of a big city. It's all still incredible, it's all still worth visiting, but I can imagine it's just another level when it's at its best, when everything is in full bloom. Aren't they the coolest ducks? They look like they have crowns on the top of their head with the tuft of feathers. I've never seen a duck like that before. Wonder how it tastes. I'm just kidding. And of course, you can walk around this place looking at a wider level and taking in its beauty, of course. But if you pause and you stop and you look up and you look around, you see all the micro details, like the little statues on the roof tiles, the little crevices and things like that in the rockery. You start to notice the micro details, and that brings it to life even more.
All right, I think that's me done. Is it worth it? Well, I think so. If you want to escape the hustle and the bustle of the city, come and soak up a little bit of the history and the culture here, a little bit of peace, it's definitely worth it. Oh man, just came out of Yew Garden. Super touristy here, as you would expect. All of your souvenir shops. But the buildings, although I guess not original, let's say that, very, very pretty. Can you imagine living in a time where this was the architecture and this is what it looked like? Obviously, if you were of the status and class to live in this area and enjoy this type of thing in that time, wouldn't it be incredible? We just don't build places like this anymore. Stunning, if not a little touristy. All right, very touristy. Anyway, let's carry on exploring Shanghai. Shishir, quick snack, a little pastry, why not? A Chinese pastry called begonia cake, named after the begonia flower because it looks like its blossom. You can kind of see that in the shape of it. Kind of looks like a flower, doesn't it? Very, very traditional here in Shanghai and the cities around. So I saw it being sold and I had to get one, didn't I? That is good. It's made from rice flour, wheat flour. It's caramelized on top with sesame seeds, so you get that pop of sesame flavor and that caramelized sugar. On the inside, it looks like it's stuffed with red bean. Oh, can it get any better? Not too sweet, quite savory for a pastry. Very, very good. And just like that, I lost the tourists. One thing I do recommend when you come to a big city like this, especially a city which is steeped in history and culture, is just walk. Don't just follow the map and go to the places you need to go to. Just come out and walk. I'm walking down the street now where, okay, it's all essentially derelict. They've boarded up the fronts, but actually they've done it quite tastefully. They've got little bits of street art and boards in front of the buildings. But the buildings are definitely harking back to a time. I don't know the time, I don't know when, I don't know which year, but definitely you get the feeling for how Shanghai used to be, which is interesting because in the foreground, or in the background, sorry, I have the skyscrapers there. So you have the modern and the old. But that sense of just interest, of just walking down this street, just a random street in Shanghai, is cool. So please explore. It's too easy now to just whip out the Maps app or call a taxi or take the metro and go from place to place to place. And I think we've forgotten a little bit of just the wonder of exploring and stumbling across interesting places. I have come across the Hangpu River to the Shanghai Tower. Not that you could tell at this angle, but if I do this, you can see right behind me is the Shanghai Tower, 632 meters high, over 2,000 feet, which is crazy when you think about it, because I come from a very small island in the British Isles, and when I used to fly home, or when I fly home, the planes fly at around 2,000 feet, which is crazy that this building is that height. However, it's not just this building here. You have other skyscrapers. You have two other stunning buildings, the Shanghai Financial Center and the Jinmao building. You also have glimpses of the Oriental Pearl. Now, I bought my ticket on trip.com because I had some coins, so essentially I got some money off. However, there's a ticket office here and you have different time slots and it says how many spaces are available at each. You buy your ticket and then you go in your slot. For some reason, it's very quiet today. Given that it's a weekend, I thought it would be completely rammed, very busy, but no, it's quiet. So I'm gonna wander over, scan my QR code, and we'll head up the third tallest building in the world.
We have arrived. at 118th floor.
Whoa, 55 seconds all the way up to the 118th floor. Now they said it's the world's fastest elevator. However, when I went to Taipei 101, they also said it's the world's fastest elevator. So we'll have to check that one out. I'll leave a comment saying which one is true. Maybe they're both the same. Anyway, wow, 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 wow. The views, as soon as you walk out of the entrance, spectacular. I'm sorry, I'm a little speechless. That doesn't happen very often, but the views are incredible. I'm holding off showing you for a second just to build the anticipation because they are genuinely spectacular. It's a little bit hazy, can't quite see to the horizon, but nevertheless, the city is so vast and so densely populated, you can see an incredible amount. Right, let me show you the views. All right, let me give you my thoughts. It is 100% worth paying the entry price to come up and see this skyline. And probably that goes the same for any tall building in the world, to be honest. Sometimes you think, is it worth it? Should I just go up there to see the view? 100%, without a doubt, completely worth it, especially this one. The city skyline and the city itself is just incredible. Up here, you really do feel for how sprawling this city is. Obviously, you can walk around it. It's 360-degree views. You have the views of the river. You have the views of the other skyscrapers. Skyscrapers which look tall when you're down at the bottom. Like those two that I showed you, the Junmao Tower and the Shanghai Financial Center, they look tall compared to this. The Pearl looks tall compared to this. But when you're up here, they look tiny. And the cars and the people, they look like toy cars and like ants running around. I'm not getting vertigo like I did in Taipei 101, but it is undoubtedly tall. The tallest building I have ever been into, and I'm finding it difficult to describe the views. I think the river makes it better, the river essentially wrapping around the building because of the way it flows around the building, takes it to the next level. It cost 180 yuan to come up here. Sometimes you pay for the ticket, sometimes you pay for a drink at the top of these buildings. Often on these tallest buildings, it's a ticket. But let me tell you again, 100% worth it, without a doubt. All right, guys, lunchtime. I've gone for dumplings again after having a noodle fetish in Chongqing and Wuhan. Now I'm on the dumplings. And you know it's good because this place is busy, absolutely jam-packed with people. And this guy, server, does not stop. This is where they cook them on the hot plates. All going on, making them, cooking them, serving them. This time, it's another soup dumpling. You can see that dumpling a lot fatter than the soup dumpling we had this morning for breakfast. And can you tell the difference? Not only has it been steamed, it's been pan-fried afterwards, still filled with that soup. This time, sadly, instead of crab, it's filled with pork. And on the underneath, you can see on the underneath, sprinkled with sesame seeds as well, just for added flavor. They look amazing. The other dish that I've gotten here is fried rice, another famous dish in this restaurant and also in Shanghai, filled with absolutely everything. Little bits of bok choy, some mushrooms, some Chinese sausage, onions it looks like, looks amazing. All right, in with a little bit of this, I presume fermented chili paste, and then a teapot. I should just check that, shouldn't I? Yeah, a teapot. Oh, it's not going to be soy sauce, is it? It's going to be black vinegar. That was a bit stupid of me. I've been here long enough to know, haven't I? And then I'm just going to mix that up in there. Like it spicy. All right, let's try it. Oh, yes. Rich and meaty. That is incredible. The fried fried base of the dumpling is actually thick because they pushed it down onto the hot griddle pan, and it's so crunchy. You know what it reminds me of? Because it's so porky and crunchy and golden and juicy.
Actually reminds me of a sausage roll, but like the best sausage roll. And then that fermented chili, I don't know if you're meant to mix it with black vinegar, but I did. Incredible, incredible flavor. Let's try this rice. I'm doing it with the spoon so it's easier. I've got more of that chili, of course, why not? But you can see it's cooked absolutely perfectly. They just fall off the spoon. Wow. You can taste the flavor of the wok. It's smoky, very smoky from that sausage, I guess. Fried rice can be super simple, or with so much going on in it like that, it can taste super complex. There is so much going on in that one. The flavor is great. But I've got to be honest, this place is all about those dumplings. They are just so good. Very different from this morning's. So although you're thinking 2 dumplings in one video, they are different, and I think they are definitely both worth trying. Oh, that was unbelievable. And the price as well, just 25 yuan. Right, let's keep exploring. Ni hao. Right in the heart of the French concession is this place, Tanzifang. Used to be a residential area, but it's been turned into this like funky, bohemian art, souvenir shops, cafes, just funky area, very cool, full of tight, narrow little alleyways. You can see, if you look up, you can see that it used to be, and probably still is, a bit of a residential area. But down here, it's cool, it's funky. Just helped the student out completing her survey for her study. So I thought we'd just show her on camera, say hello. Very lovely, very polite. What's your name? I've done the whole survey and haven't asked your name.
My English name is Fiona.
Fiona?
Yes, and my Chinese name is Huang Fei.
Huang Fei?
Yes.
Well, welcome and thank you for being so polite.
Okay.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
Ah, my pleasure. Ah, that was nice. Had a good old chat. Did the 5-minute questionnaire. Normally when I see those things, I'm just like, no, scam. But she was very sweet, she was very nice. As I say, student at university conducting a survey, has to interview 120 people. How long is that gonna take? But yeah, very nice, and had a nice conversation afterwards. So happy to just give her a little bit of airtime in the video as I wander around this place. Anyway, I think I'm gonna have a little look around and I'll pick up with you guys at the next spot. All right, I'm out. 30 pence, 3 yuan. Can't complain at that, can you? And it broke out as I came out through the ticket gate into an underground food hall and shopping center. And then I was hit by this smell of this bread, I guess, baking, and a queue. And when that happens, you just have to jump in and try, don't you? So I've got myself one, cost 7 yuan. They call it a scallion pancake, but it's more like scallion bread. He rolls it out, it's made fresh to order, puts it inside the clay oven. Yeah, a clay oven. You see this everywhere, inside a clay oven, and then it's just baked for a few minutes until golden, toasty brown. So why not have another snack with the money we saved on the taxi? Essentially, it's a flatbread. Little bits of pork in there, actually. I didn't realize. There's bits of pork, there's spring onion or scallion, sesame seeds on top, a little bit salty, very savory, nice scallion flavor, great snack. Come to People's Park for a nice relaxing walk in nature, they said. It will be peaceful and quiet and
You can really get the feeling for Shanghai, they said. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I've never seen so many people in a park. What is going on? All right, they're all stood here. I don't really get it. They're standing here with cards and things like that. I had to step away from that because there were a few hands being waved when I had the camera on, and now I see why. I took a photo of one of the signs and translated it using the Translate app. It's people, parents, stood with cards describing their daughters, I guess, and then saying what they're seeking in a man. No photos, just a card, a little bit of a description saying this is what they look like, this is their height, this is their weight, this is what they study and what they look for in a man. And then I guess parents meet parents and go and arrange. Is it dating? Is it marriage? Blew my mind. I'm not going to make any comments. It's not my culture. I don't know if this is normal. I mean, it obviously is normal. There's so many people doing it. Let me know in the comments. Tell me about it. I mean, I'll go and read about it, but I want to hear from you guys. Tell me about it. Tell me your thoughts on it. Tell me if I got it right, what I think it is. Yeah, I just thought I'd come stroll through the park to the busy commercial area and show you the park, because normally people are out here being active and dancing and nice things are going on. But there's a dating agency at the start. Welcome to Nanjing Road. We're on the east part of the road. There's Nanjing East and Nanjing West, about 6 kilometers long in total. This one links People's Park, where we saw the wild dating scene, to the Bund, where we started this video. And actually after this, I'm going to head down there and we're going to see the skyline at night once the sun goes down. Very much looking forward to that. However, this place is busy. It is the main shopping district, main shopping area in Shanghai, at least this side of the river, I guess. All of the major brands are here. If you want to do shopping, if you want to come and top up on some things, I guess this is the place to come. A lot of people here, probably the most people I've seen, other than in the park. All I can say is this place is overwhelmingly busy. Overwhelmingly busy. If you like this thing, brilliant. For me, small island boy, I think is a bit too much. I'm back on the Bund, or at the Bund, however you say it. Evening now. I came here just before sunset, or as the sun was setting, to get my spot because, well, I think that was a good idea. It must be at least 100 times busier than it was this morning. It's absolutely chaos. Everyone trying to get their photos, trying to get their selfies, trying to take their videos. Understandable, I'm one of those too. But I wanted to get a good view for you guys. But let me tell you, it is cold. Almost as cold as the view is stunning. And oh my, is it stunning. If it was pretty in the morning or during the day, I cannot explain, apart from showing you, how incredible it is in the evening. And I don't know what I expected. I only expected the Pudong side to light up. I don't know why, but the colonial style buildings on this side have also lit up, also look fantastic.
And as I waited for the sun to go down, the view just got better and better and better. I don't know if it's all year, but the lights came on at 6. That was quite cool to see. They switched on at 6 o'clock. And then obviously as it got darker, the view just got better and better and better. And they just pop in the nighttime sky. It is worth coming, everyone else has. But yeah, you should come in the day for sure, see it in the daytime, and then you should definitely come back after dinner in the evening. Take a stroll along the promenade, enjoy your evening, wrap up warm if it's winter, and just enjoy these views. But, well, looking at the view now, I used the word iconic this morning, and it truly is iconic. The Oriental Pearl Tower, pink, glistening in the nighttime sky, and then all of the other buildings are lit up too. Some of them have videos, I don't really know what to call it, graphics on them saying I love Shanghai and different things like that. The Shanghai Tower has glitter shooting up it. It's just magical, spectacular on the river. If only it was a bit warmer. It is frosty for me, but a great end to a great day in a great city, I would say. I've loved the food, I've loved exploring. It's not my favorite city in China, I'll be honest. I prefer the others that I've been to, but I think it's an absolute must. It's a fantastic city, a must visit if you're traveling through China, that's for sure. To see a mega city like this, it is huge, but to be honest, it doesn't feel as big as Chongqing, for example. I don't know why, that one, because you could just see for so far. It was so vast, it was so sprawling and hilly. I felt tiny in it. This one, when you're in and around, it feels enclosed, you see the area, so it just feels like you're in a city. But when you're here by the river, you get the sense for how big this place is, you get the sense for how busy this place is. Anyway, that draws to an end the China series. There will be one more video with my tips, my thoughts, the pros and cons of traveling China, so you can find that here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.